Under the sun, the fields are alive. Cheering crowds and the teams collide. In these moments, we stand tall and free. First pride runs deep in me. With every touchdown, we rise and we cheer. Unity and spirit, the heart of the year. Raise your voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zone to go, football and cheers make our spirits roll. Girls in the game, they're fierce and bright. Flag in hand, they give it their might. From every town they bring their dreams. On this field of gold, nothing's as it seems. Together we shine, together we play. In Florida's heart, we own this day. Raise your voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zones go, football and cheers make our spirits grow. So here's to the game, we'll rise and stand. In Florida's field, real night band.
All right, welcome. You're going to see something a little weird with the screen here in a moment. I promise you there's an issue on my connection end, and I had everything set up, ready to go. Chris even knew it. My other computer has decided, oh, we're going to lose internet. So forgive me for a moment as I try to get our main screen back up and running. For some reason or another, I cannot get it to go. So forgive me for a moment. I'm going to try to get it up because that has all our logos and everything on the other screen. And I apologize because I don't know what's going on, why it's saying there is no internet. It says it lost connection, and I'm trying to get it fired right back up. So while we do this, let me do it this way. Let me see if I can go ahead and just bring it up here with a couple of us on the screen here. Nope, I'm going to work that way. Why is it doing this to me? Gotta love technology, right? Let me get Coach in here. There we go. How you guys doing while I try to get this situated here on the screen here?
Doing good. Coming to you live from Monkey's Uncle in Mandarin.
Happy Fancy Rat and Mouse Day. That's what Chris has. Again, forgive me. I don't know what's happening here. It's the rats have decided to take over until we get the comments up here and rolling here. So sorry, I apologize. It just I don't know why all of a sudden I cannot get anything going on the other computer. It had the entire screen ready to go. Chris even could verify that it was ready to go.
Oh yeah, it was ready.
And right in the middle, as we're going live, it decides, oh, we're going to do this.
Look at Chris getting clean shaven for the playoffs.
Well,
I like it.
I went last week too.
If I do that, you could slap a seal on my face and it'd still be smooth.
So I'm
trying like
to
a baby.
Why we're having an issue here with the internet? Why it's not letting me go into getting this? I don't know what happened here. Why all of a sudden it's saying that I'm connected, but it's saying, oh no, we can't find this. And I can't, what the problem is that I can't bring up graphics on the other side on the other computer because it will not accept it because of something with the graphics card. And for some reason it hates it. So this is why the other computer. Yeah, this is come on. So I apologize again. Chris can verify everything was ready to go when I came in, and it for some reason or another.
You might have to just go with throwing the graphic up in the middle of the screen like you had it.
Oh no, I'm about to. I think we're about to. It's about to reconnect here in a moment here. So hopefully it will not give me a fit here. Here, let's see. Come on.
Don't forget to download the PDF version of the brackets.
Yeah. All right. Hold on 1 second here. Give me 1
makes
second.
My notebook paper looks so rookie. There it is.
There we go.
Yeah. Don't forget to download the brackets.
Yeah, the brackets. Which, by the way, you'll appreciate it better printing it out and view it on the computer. In this instance, for the shows, we're going to use the brackets a little different because of the graphics to make sure that y'all can see it and everything. But the brackets that Chris has done, print them out. Go on the website on FHSFootball.com. A lot going on here. You know what? Do I even? Okay, let's talk about this here for a moment here as we get going here. Do I even want to talk about the abomination that we call the FIT brackets? Do we even want to go there? Because honestly, we want to just
say what our picks are for the winners and move on.
I don't even want to do picks on them. That's how bad it is.
No.
That's all right. But let me go to the proper inductions here. I'm Josh Rosen. That's Christopher Like, and we got Coach Robert Ron joining us here as well here on the show. So tonight we're just going to discuss playoffs. That's what we're going to do during the playoffs. I'll give them 10 minutes, but I mean, shoot, today the bracket even changed again. North Miami Beach in the 183 one is already advanced. I mean, Dunedin dropped out of the bracket, so more teams have dropped since adding. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about this. Let's just get this going here.
Am I reading it correctly that Fletcher dropped out as well?
Yes, they did. That's
what I thought.
Yeah,
this is where
if you look at the brackets on the site, I actually accounted for what the update the last time we I think it was Monday.
I think I didn't fully look at it. I know I just uploaded it, Chris, but was Dunedin already off the bracket last night when you looked at it?
I believe so.
I believe
because,
so. Yeah.
Yeah, because so what happened was, and we'll talk about this with Dunedin here, guys. Is this so everything with Dunedin is that back on the 5th, right before the playoffs came out. Dunedin Coach Greg Kleiman story on FloorHSFootball.com, by the way. You can check that out under with the coaches, the 2026 Florida coaches moving van. Dunedin was announced on Thursday as a participant in the 1A through 3A FIT bracket. Well, also on the 7th, Coach Lawrence Coleman was named the interim head coach since Coach Kleiman was asked to step down, and now Dunedin is out of the bracket. So I'm thinking a lot of it is that the whole coaching change at Dunedin basically kind of screwed everything up. Yeah. I'll be honest, we watched more drops happen than anything else. And honestly,
actually Dunedin's still on the bracket, but yeah.
Let's talk about this, Chris. Didn't we both express concerns weeks ago about this?
Yeah.
That what could go wrong has gone wrong.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like an AD move as well. That sounds like that's coming straight from the AD. We're not doing it. It sucks for the kids. Because to Larry's point, last week, I mean, there's the positives for why you have an FIT, and then there's the negatives of I get on the surface of having extra film for the kids, but at the end of the day, all it is it's a consolation prize participation trophy. It's who are we crowning to be the best worst team in the state? I mean, that's all it is.
It's basically saying here's a round of applause for winning.
Yeah, I mean, some of the records of the teams that were in the FIT were abysmal. There's a 1-win team in the FIT.
that's in the rural. That I believe was Wildwood. They're 1-9. And
Yes.
see, here's my thing. Here's my thing. And this is again. I said this at the FHSAA board meeting last week. My thought is this: once you get the situation with the number of classifications settled, then we could talk having an FIT bracket. Then we could talk about doing this. But this was the wrong time to be introducing this, and everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. Teams are dropping like flies, and it's sad that that we've got teams here that it really comes boil down to these teams are just not. I mean,
if you look at the bracket, I actually in my bracket I actually indicated which classification these teams were in.
And that's what I did on the playoff forecast too. Is which teams. And by the way, had Dunedin played this game, Dunedin was a 5-point favorite in this bracket, in the south portion of the 1A through 3A. A 5-point favorite.
There were some good matchups in the South Florida in the 1A 3A, but then those went away.
Yeah. So I mean, there absolutely there were some good matchups here. I mean, there would have been Land O'Lakes Fletcher. That was going to be a heck of a matchup in my opinion. If Land O'Lakes coming up to Fletcher, well, now Fletcher's out. Charles and Palm Harbor University, I believe that game's still going on. Matanzas Barton Trail. Forecast is calling for 30 on that game, but I feel like because it's close to home, but for both teams that could be a closer game. Tate First Coast. I mean, that could be interesting, but it's a long bus trip for First Coast. I'm surprised First Coast hasn't dropped out of that game, having to be sent all the way to the Panhandle in that first round game like that.
Yeah, I would
especially considering this is a consolation prize. That's all it is. It's a prize to be. Hey, we may be the 33rd or 34th or 35th best team of the state. I mean, come on, man. This is so wrong. No, I don't want the applause because I want the buzzer. This is so wrong. I digress.
Somebody mentioned a bowl game. I think Hunter Williams actually mentioned bowl game replacement, and I don't think the bowl game thing is going to fly in this thing either. So,
I mean, here's the thing. Tahopa Galaga and Gateway played in a bowl game already. All right. Which they saw, hey, you know what? Maybe this is better for us to play a bowl game than it is to play in the bracket. Winston, this is where I'm going to have to go back and read through the comments here because Emery says Emery's not a fan of the FIT brackets. He don't think it's fair for teams ranked on the bottom of the state championship bracket to get blown out in the first round while teams ranked below them get to play.
Yeah, I agree with that. And most of these teams would get blown out in the first round of the playoff. I
mean, if we be honest, if you're honest, if you go on FloridaHSFootball.com, you look at the Florida Power Rankings Index forecast. Most of the games are projected blowouts.
Okay, well, I get what he's saying, and this is coming from someone that doesn't like the FIT myself. But the statement that a team would rather not get blown out and instead, like if you were Creekside. I can promise you this right now, that is about as crazy, outlandish of a statement to make that you would ask Sean McIntyre to say, would you rather play DeLand in the first round and get beat by 40 or go and play on the road at Tate in the FIT bracket so your boys can get a chance at a dub? That's stupid. That is not a coach in the state that would sign up to play a lesser-than opponent and give up playing in the state series. Anything can happen. Are we saying Creekside's going to win against DeLand? Hell no. But that's why you play the game. That's why you work to get to the state series is for the chance of some Cinderella stuff to happen. There's not a coach in the state that would give that up.
Honestly, I think I mentioned this weeks ago. I think weeks ago I said that the FIT was nothing but a money grab.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll be honest with you, I think that this is a more of a money draw. This waters down the value of the entire playoff system. if our goal is to crown the best of the best, we ain't doing it right now. I mean, you got teams, you got this. All right. We got an 8-2 Southeast team that didn't even make it. Not even probably Kurt Bradley at Southeast said, no, we're not going to play the FIT. Because that would just be a total dishonorment of their whole entire season. And I get that. And here they are. And you got teams in that classification. I'm going to pull it up here. I've got it. We're going to go ahead and pull that up here while we do this here. I'm going to go to the 4A bracket here. So give me 1 second here. I'm going to go to that particular 4A South region. 4A region 3. All right. We got that bracket. All right. You've got teams. I mean, you got some teams. The teams where you maybe could say, hey, could this be a team be replaced or not? We got teams. This is where I call for one. Maybe hey, maybe you should go for 1 through 32. Seeded just true 1 through 32, because you know what? I've got teams like here, like in this one, region 1. I've got 3 and 7 sitting here. Okay. You got Pine Forest 3 and 6. All right, they're a district champ. All right, we'll disregard that. I got Ricketts, another 4, 6, 3. I think they're 4 and 6 or 3 and 7. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head right at the moment. Southeast would be playoffs.
Under a 32-team playoff. Southeast would have been it.
But you're telling me that Ricketts is better than Southeast. You're telling me Arnold's better than Southeast. This is where the whole issue. Okay, are we really putting the best of the best in, or are we doing this because we have to do this by region? This is the way it is, and this is the way it has always been.
That's where this realignment comes in now. Well, I mean, judging if the realignment goes the way we think it's going to go, this is going to be a whole new ballgame next year.
And I hope so. I really hope so that next year that we are able to, with the ball game, with everything that's coming down the pike here, is that hey, can things get better? But again, it all depends on how does the FHA reclassify and handle these classifications. And this is where, again, I mean, and I see it in the comments here, and I appreciate everybody that's joining in. I mean, some people say the FIT is a great idea. I hear y'all on the one side of it. I hear y'all on the one side of it. My thing, again, this would be a great idea if the classification issue was fixed. This is why I'm not putting graphics up for this. This is why I'm not really interested in really making picks on these games.
If you want to see the fit bracket, go to the site and you'll see them. I mean,
yeah, this is where we're already spending enough time on it trying to talk about it, because I mean it's a hot mess because it's changing by a minute. Who knows? Who may drop tomorrow before Friday rolls around.
The ones we have on the site right now, they are not updated.
All this it's another wave of the entitlement generation that's going through right now. It's parents and kids that want their kids entitled to something. The fact of the matter is that, and listen, there's teams like a Fort White who have an argument for making the rural classification. We've seen that argument be made all week in the chats, all across social media, and I think it's a good argument to be made. The fact of the matter is that 99% of the teams that are in the FIT brackets, the fact of the matter is your kids weren't good enough and their teams suck. That's why they're not in the state series. 20 years ago, if you would have asked a coach 20 years ago, does he want to play in some Cinderella make-believe fantasy playoff? That's not a thing. That doesn't happen. And now all of a sudden the state of Florida is trying to appease the people. And that's not.
Well, here's the thing. Some people are saying don't call it entitlement. Winston, but the problem is that some of it is that. And I have to call it out because this is the problem is, I want to see some teams being able to have opportunities. That's not my problem. I want to see teams have opportunities, but the problem is that you don't introduce us until you fix the issue with the classifications.
Yep.
That's where you have to start. You have to start.
It's crazy how other states, large states, Georgia, Texas, nobody else has this problem. Nobody else is doing make-believe brackets. Nobody else is doing this.
Yep.
Why are we doing it? Why are we tinkering with stuff that didn't need to be touched?
You know what's so funny is that there was one district in Texas this year that went down to a coin flip to finalize a playoff spot. Rob, you know it. You saw it.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that video. I mean, was it? Where did they meet? They made it. Wait a second. Sorry,
At a gas station.
Gas station? What? Like freaking Amarillo or something like that? Is that where they met?
They went.
It wasn't no Buc-ee's either. It was like a corner gas station in the middle of the desert.
It was a Valero.
A Valero. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you're meeting in the middle of.
They ultimately met at a trifecta point, and that's what happened. So.
And that's where all this comes down. This is why, I mean, again, it's.
That's how intense it is, though.
This is where I'm having issues. It's like here's the thing. It boils down to if you want to have a FIT bracket for those who had great seasons but may have missed because of this whatever ranking, whatever system you use to decide to rank. Okay, and maybe this comes as a replacement for bowl games. Then let's talk about it once we get everything else fixed with number of classifications, because until that's fixed, this is what you get. You get. And I'm going to call it like it is. And I'm sorry if I offend anybody the way I'm going to call it like it is. It's garbage in, garbage out.
If here's my proposal with the bowl game thing. If you don't make the playoffs and you finish 500, you should be eligible for a bowl game.
Well, there is that rule. It's in the FHSAA rule book. It's already been there for years. The thing is that, okay, so you're eligible for bowl game, but here's the thing. If, in my opinion, what the rule really should be is you should be 500 to qualify for the playoffs. If you're not 500, you shouldn't be making the playoffs. Outside of winning your district,
if you're not 500, you shouldn't be making the fit tournament either.
Thank you. I agree with that. It should be 500. Now, if you win your district, you're 4-6. You play a tough district and you win your district. Okay, I get it. Okay, all right, that's the exception. But outside of that, in my opinion, you need to be 500. And there's a lot of states that require their teams. If you're going to make the playoffs, you have to have at least a 500 record to make the playoffs.
What about as a solution to get rid of the stupid stuff, this bracket? Go to the bowl games. I think the bowl games are a great idea, and you either have anywhere from 2 to 4 bowl games for the 1A through 3A, 4A through 7A, anywhere from 2 to 4, and you take those teams that are just off the bracket, give them that. I would be okay with that, but inviting 16 teams. I'm sorry, but when you see a 1-9s and 2-8s, that's laughable. There's teams in the Max Preps rankings that are ranked at the bottom of the 400s. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Nobody wants to go see Tenorock play a playoff game that isn't a real playoff game. I'm sorry to the Tenorock people that are on here, but nobody's showing up to that game.
The one thing about the bowl game I would suggest is in order to make that bowl game special, require them to play on Thanksgiving weekend.
There you go.
That way you get an extra 3 weeks to practice. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I wish we could go back to having some Thanksgiving Day games like that, but we can't because hey, it's that's the way it goes. I mean, it used to be special to play on Thanksgiving Day in this state. It used to be. A lot of people will tell you that.
It's already weird enough that the Thanksgiving Day practice isn't for a state semifinal; it's for a regional final. The allure of that is gone at that point. Like that used to be a rite of passage to practice on Thanksgiving Day. Now, like what? 8 teams are going to practice on Thanksgiving Day in one classification. I mean, it used to mean something. Now it's kind of like, eh.
Every year in Texas there's a 6-man game that's always on Thanksgiving.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
A 6-man playoff game on Thanksgiving. Nothing better than that.
No, I agree with you, Chris. There should be some, in coach, I agree with you. There should be some rite of passage as well. And I'm sorry, but the chat, this is why I'm busting out laughing. The chat has gone off the rails already here. It only took 25 minutes for it to go off the rails here. Nolly's like, hey, keep Polk County out of your mouth. Emery's like, the winner FIT should be killed.
It shouldn't be golden either. It should be like UPS brown.
I can't, because this is where, but this is again. I mean, the good, and you know what? We missing out on the good teams in the SSAA. I mean, yeah, the SSAA, it's great. Here's my conundrum about talking about the SSAA is that there's good teams, and I mean, you got Outdoor Christian Foundation Academy playing for in the SSAA. Jupiter Christian is another one, and there's the third, there's the fourth team. I'm trying to that's in the bracket, and I'm trying to think who's to NSU University School. Those are the 4 teams playing in that 11-man state championship bracket that are left. All right. Yeah. And then you go look at the Atlantic side. Space Coast, hell of a year. Knocked off Prosper if we won it last year. I mean, shout
out to Space Coast too.
Yeah, shout out to Space Coast. Shout out to West Nassau, Fernandina. How about a slobber knocker that's about going to be coming up here? Rivalry here for the in the semifinals for the SSA Atlantic bracket. I mean, shoot, that's going to be huge right there. I mean, you talk now. That's quality playoff games right there. Let's talk about that for a second here, because what the SSA is doing is kind of the way maybe the FHA really needs to kind of look at that. Like, hey, what's working? What's drawing the teams to the SSA? Look what they're doing. Look at the quality games that they're having in their playoffs.
Yeah, there's some team in the SSA that I'm not too fond of, but
and I get
it is what it is. I mean,
and I get that, especially and they give everybody an opportunity to play, play an extra game or two, and I get that, and but they divide it up based upon, hey, all right, you're the lower your rank, the more the further down the bottom you're going to be. Okay. All right. Yeah. At least it's not an embarrassment where we got 3 and 7, 2 and 8 teams making the playoffs still in the FHA brackets. That's a problem to me. Coach?
Agreed. Absolutely. Agreed.
And Emery, you're right. There's more teams to be expected to apply for SSA membership. We'll see. I'm pretty sure we'll see more of what happens here over the next the next couple of weeks. I am working on a projected what it could look like for the FHA classifications. I'm working on it. I've got a lot of things already down. It's going through and making sure that I'm following what was based upon what was voted on. And once I have that already, if you're a season ticket member, you'll be able to see that. Probably most likely, I would say tomorrow.
Josh, quick question. Who's your pick for the Battle of Yuli's Little Brothers?
Battle of Yuli's Little Brothers. Give me West Nassau. The way West Nassau's been playing, give me West
Nasty.
Yeah. Give me West Nassau for that. I mean, I feel like if it's going to be West Nassau, it's going to be West Nassau. I think it's going to be West Nassau versus Space Coast. I mean, the way Space Coast knocked off Frostproof, that was huge right there. Give me that one in the 11-man state championship bracket on the other side for what I'm thinking here is going to be most likely it's going to be Mount Dora Christian versus Jupiter Christian. Foundation Academy.
That game in Callahan?
That game will be in Callahan for West Nassau, Fernandina, and then Mount Dora Christian. I think will beat Foundation Academy, but Foundation Academy won 3 overtimes against Lake Highland Prep. But, that one keep an eye on. Apparently, the coach didn't like the forecast because it's forecasting for Foundation Academy 1 over Mount Dora Christian, which tells you, hey, if a line of 1, what does that tell you? The game should be really good both ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then here on the other side, I think Jupiter Christian takes care of business against NSU University School. No issue there. And then there's the 8-man bracket. Not as cover 8-man a little bit. Not as golden on the not as fresh on the 8-man bracket side of stuff. So, but probably looking at you're probably looking at a situation where it's going to be looking like it may be Bradenton Christian versus potentially either Merritt Island or Real Life Christian, depending on how the things go. But anyways, FIT brackets. Oh man, who you know what?
Okay.
Whoever
the FIT
may the best team win. I'm not even predicting FIT.
Move on to the rural.
I'm ready to move on. So let's go ahead and let's get into the discussion.
I mean, we'll still put the update the bracket for the FIT on the site, but that's it.
Yeah, let's just go into
throw it down in the left corner of the website.
Yeah. Let me see what happened here. I got the bracket. Hold on, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I did here, Bragg. Give me one socket here. We're gonna put that up here, and then we're gonna go this way here.
Let's get on with it.
Yeah, we're just gonna get on with it because goodness gracious, it's
even the World FIT is a bit of a mobilization.
That's what I think of the FIT bracket. One more time.
I would love to talk about Oasis and Inlet Grove playing a meaningless game.
I mean, congratulations all the teams that made it, but I mean, at the same time, I'm struggling with it. I'm just struggling with it after watching what has happened with, they go.
I want to. This kind of brings up my answer to the question earlier from the comment in the chat. If Daryl Sutherland was still coaching at Bartram Trail, does he agree to be in the FIT?
Hell no, but hell no.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. I rest my case. Coaches 20 years ago would have thrown a fit if this was happening.
Daryl Sutherland would have said no. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who. Another coach that would say no, and that would be Brian Braddock at St. Augustine. If St. Augustine was out of the bracket, he would say no. Rick Darlington would say no at the Land. All right.
Walkers would have been cleared out 2 weeks ago.
All right. Rodney Wells at Dr. Phillips would have said no. Scott Perry at Lake Mary would have said no. Yes, Mark Cannon, congratulations to your Sailors making the FIT bracket, but come on, man. Come on. I'm about the real deal, which is these playoff brackets.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
All right, let's get into it here. Oops, let's go to this one. There we go. Oh, why is it not going? Let me do it. There we go. All right, here we go. This is what we have. This is the real deal. And what we're gonna do here is, as we go through this, we're gonna make some predictions along the way as we do this. And I feel like that's the way we should do it. And I'm gonna get a better pen out here. So forgive me for a second as I go down to my little handy dandy bag here and get another pen out because I came back from vacation. I took a lot of pens in my bag with me. Of course, never used them because you know what? When you're busy with a wedding and then you go explore downtown outdoor on a Monday, why do you need it?
It's funny when I at work I usually take about 7 pens to at work.
I over prepare, but someone just had to do it. It only took 33 minutes for it to happen, but here you go.
Yeah.
As you see here, what we've got going on here with the rural bracket. I mean, let's just talk about this here. It's well, I can go back to what we have with the projected seedings here. I mean, obviously, you see that what we thought here. This is what we thought here with the projected seedings here. Obviously, we thought Hawthorne was going to be a 1 seed, 2. Blountstown was 1. What we saw here, Chiefland went Chiefland 3, and where's my 4 seed at? Sorry, Taylor County getting the 4 seed, and then Pahokee 5. I know some people in the Pahokee area were kind of upset about that missing out because that means 1 home game on the road for the rest, but almost basically for the playoffs. So, but sometimes that's just the way things go.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, you know what? We're gonna do something here, and we're gonna go ahead and let's talk about these games here, and then we're just gonna do that. We're gonna go rolling around. Hey, Mark, I love you, man. I love you. I love your team.
Yeah.
So let's make some picks here as we talk about things here. All right. And I'll give you the forecast. I've got since this would have been much more difficult preparing graphics for all of this outside of the brackets itself. So I'll read the forecast off to you here as we roll through this here. Starting with the rural bracket here, and boy, Bluntstown Jay, the 1-16 matchup here in this rural. Jay slipped in the back door here. Very much a stunner because we thought, and I will bring this up here on the graphics here, we thought Fort White was going to be 11 seed. Fort White was totally hosed here. And Coach Dimitri Jackson apparently got an answer. I haven't looked at fully at the Lake City Reporter article, but he got an answer and he didn't like it. And you know what? For a lot of coaches that are trying to understand, there is nothing to understand because we don't understand. We don't understand how this whole shenanigans works. But anyway, back to the rural bracket here for the moment here on this. Bluntstown Jay, you know what? The forecast calls for 29 over Jay, according to the Florida Power Rankings Index. I think this is going to be a lot more. Jay, thanks for playing, but you're out.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot more than 29.
Coach, what are you thinking here?
I got Bluntstown by 45.
I just feel like it's a lot more, but as you got to tell, by the forecast, if Bluntstown Fort White would have been a better game. I agree with you, Emery. It would have been a better game had Fort White been in that game.
Absolutely.
But it tells you by the forecast that Bluntstown is not rated as high in the Florida Power Rankings, and that's because who have they played? That's my problem. That's the scheduling part. They played a bunch of teams that were way below 500 this year.
Yep.
So, with that said, I'm going Bluntstown. Okay, in the 8-9 matchup, you got Chipley going against defending state champion Madison County. Now, the forecast is calling Chipley 40 over Madison County. Do I agree with it? No, but Madison County. Let's think about this. Going over their schedule here, I'm going to pull it up here because this is the reason why I feel like maybe my system is calling.
Yeah, this is where we disagreed with where Madison County is placed because we don't know what the system is with the Max Bucks and Florida High School football ranking, but. Yeah, this is screwed up.
But I'll say this. Here we go. All right. Of all the games they played, okay, you have 5 losses. All right, DeLand playoff team, Lincoln playoff team. That's lost. Columbia loss. Pace loss. Rains loss. Okay, those are your 5 losses. I get that. All right, but where's your wins? All right, Swanee 1-9. Bay 9-1. All right. Florida High 4-6. Apopka finished the year 2-7. Lecanto, I believe Lecanto finished right at 500. I want to say. Let me double check that real quick here. 500. So, of all those teams I just mentioned that you got wins against, only one has a winning record. That may be why the Florida Power Rankings Index is saying, "Hey, is Madison County really that good from last year, or we got problems?"
I think it's problems right now for Madison County. Even though I think they should win this game.
I think they should win this game too, but there's a chance for Chipley. That's why they're in the 8-9 matchup, because it's saying, hey, Chipley's got a shot here.
Yeah.
Coach, what are you thinking here with this? Because this is where I'm struggling with.
I don't think Chipley has a chance. I think Madison shows up pretty pissed off, honestly.
And honestly, I will tell you this. Let's go back to this real quick here on the thing here. Let's go back to the projected seedings. Madison County should be at home. That's where we thought Madison County would be at. Obviously, we got the matchup right. It was just the placement of the matchup.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, now Madison County's got to get on the bus and go to Chipley instead of playing game at Boot Heel. and I think maybe this is where the reasoning where I lean to Coach, you lean to this that Madison County is going to come in pissed off on this one because they should have been at home for good reason.
It's not even about being home. Of the 5 losses that you spoke of, none of them were bad losses.
None of them are bad losses.
Right. So I mean, this is a team that they're not only they pissed off. Not only they pissed off they're not hosting, they should be pissed off that they're not sitting at a 5 or at least a 6.
They should be higher. I agree.
To be fair.
But you know what? I'm going to disagree with my computer. I'm going Madison County. Chris, are you going the same way?
Yeah, I'm going Madison County too. I mean, I think it's going to be like a 20-point win.
Hey, keep the profanity to very limited in the chat. The S word can be thrown out. Now, piss and ass, those are okay because they're actually acceptable by the FCC in a lot of aspects. So, but anyways, even though the FCC does not monitor us. Looking at this here, yes, I agree with you, Mark. Jay should be the one that's in the FIT, not Fort White. I mean, let's be honest. We've been at 75% accuracy on the computer. Would I like to get it to 80%? It may not happen this year, but this is where year one at 75%. I got to tell you, that's actually pretty dang on good. So, will there be some adjustments coming in the off season to make this even better? Yes, we're going to throw more data at it, and we're going to look at maybe adding. Hey, how many 3, 4, and 5-star guys you got on your roster? That maybe need to be an impact in that we need to put into the preseason ranking. Hey, you know what? We're going to start. Hey, you know what? You got 3, 4, 5-star guys. All right, you're coming up a little bit more. So, anyways, let's look at the next game here. Taylor County hosting Trenton in the 4-13 game. Boy, Taylor County, what a year they've had here. I think their only loss is to Chiefland, and you know what? There's a good chance these two that you could potentially see Taylor County and Chiefland meet up in the state championship game based on the way the lines are set in the bracket. And if that happens, that would be huge right there in a lot of aspects. But then a lot of football to be played here. Which one is it? Taylor County or Trenton here, gentlemen?
It's not 2014 anymore. Taylor County easily over Trenton.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, give me Taco for the one here. As I say, that's their abbreviation. There, Taco, Taco. Yes, indeed. All right. Looking at this one here, it's a 5-12 matchup, Pahokee Fort Meade, and the Miners. Their fans are going to travel. They'll travel out to Anquan Bolden, but this is a huge matchup. Obviously, Fort Meade won the FIT Rural bracket last year. This year, they're in the state championship bracket. Where do we go with this one, gentlemen?
I like Pahokee in this one. That's a tough place to play, and I don't think Fort Meade really got a chance.
By the way,
I'm going with Pahokee. Pahokee's one of my semifinal teams, so love that. I'm feeling what they got going on down there. I think they can ride that for a couple more weeks. I think Fort. I teetered with it a little bit last night. I went back and forth on it, but ultimately, I'm gonna go with Pahokee and stick with it.
No, absolutely here. Yeah, I'm going to fix that real quick here. But anyways, as we talk about it here, we've got Chiefland. And I'm going to make sure that no, it's Chiefland. Sorry, that is not correct. Let me fix that here real quick here. But by the way, Mark Cannon, you don't have Mark Cannon. That Winn-Dixie and Perry closed. You can thank Aldi for that one. That Winn-Dixie is gone. Gone. Yeah. I've got to fix something here real quick here. So let me fix it here, and I'm going to replace it here in just a moment here because apparently I did a boo-boo here in the process of the graphics here. Chiefland is not playing Branford in that 3-14 bracket. For some reason, somehow I screwed that up, getting the graphic ready.
They're playing Sneeds.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I had.
Yeah, Chiefland is playing Sneeds.
Yeah, you know what? That's a. Yeah, that's on me for that one. I'm going to fix that real quick here as we roll along here. But anyways, let's talk about it. Chiefland and Sneed in the 314 here. Who we got here?
Chiefland.
Coach, same way. Chiefland too on this one. Probably no contest.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Chiefland over Sneed. I'd say by a good 3-4 scores.
Oh, absolutely here. And let me go ahead and make sure that I've got. Yep. All right. So with that said, here up on the next on the next one here. With that said, is we've got Baker hosting Liberty County in the 6-11 matchup. Where do we want to go with this one, gentlemen?
That's an interesting matchup. I think it's going to be closer than people think.
Yeah. Why
give
so?
Give me Baker County.
You mean Baker?
Baker 10-0, yes.
Baker versus
not all 10-0 records are the same.
No, Baker, and that's not Baker.
This is the very weak 10.
Oh man, yeah. Coach, chime in on that one.
Yeah, I think it's first half. I think Liberty's a little bit more improved than in past years. For Baker to have the record they do, I see the chat. This is not the same Baker team as past years.
No,
albeit the record wouldn't indicate that. I think Baker wins, but if that first half if they don't get out to a hot start in that first half, this is a Liberty team that I think has the oomph now that if they can get you in a one-score game at halftime, they're going to feel confident coming out of the gate in the second half. So it's really important for Baker to come out strong in this game. To Chris's point, it's a tricky game. I got Baker, but closer than the experts think.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Which is not us.
County won this thing.
Yeah. Mark Cannon, by the way, he was asking me, how in the world does he know when Dixie closes in Perry? Well, I've been following the Winn Dixie Aldi merger stuff for the last couple of years. It's yeah. Yep, that's how you know. All right, and by the way, there we go. It's fixed now. There you go. All right, and so y'all took Baker. I'm going to go Baker as well in this one here. Great improvement by Liberty County this year for in this aspect. All right, Williston Lafayette in the 7-10 matchup. Ooh, this is interesting here. Where do we do with this one? I think this one's closer than what I think it even calls for. By the way, on the forecast here, calls Baker 20 over Liberty County. Williston is a 12-point favorite over Williston, over Lafayette, I should say, in this one.
I'm torn with this one.
I'm torn too because Lafayette has shown a lot of hot flashes this year, and I feel like in some aspects Lafayette has played maybe a slightly better schedule than Williston, but not to knock Williston. Williston, their only loss this year was to Chiefland in overtime at the start of the season. Ever since then, they've been rolling through every game, except for that
give me Williston, but I think it's gonna be maybe a 3-point game.
Coach.
So this is one of the games that I talked to you about last Thursday when I just kind of blew through the bracket, just going off the heart, not really looking into each matchup. I went with Lafayette. And then as last night and yesterday, I was going through everything and doing a little bit more deeper dive into some things. I started teetering back to that middle ground on where I wanted to go. And to your point that you just made, they are an overtime victory away from, frankly, Williston being a 7 seed would be they'd be a top 4 seed if they get that Chiefland in OT. And since then, you're rolling. So to whatever Lafayette's credit is, a little bit tougher of a schedule, slightly. I think Williston is that much better, not by much. But I think it's enough that I don't think Williston. I think Baker has a harder time with Liberty then Williston has a harder time with Lafayette. I still think this is a 10 to I think the 12-point projection is spot on. I think this is a 13, 14-point game. I think Williston just looks like they are just that much more dialed in right now. Lafayette, like you said, is a hot flash team. They flash and then they pull back. They flash and then they pull back. If they show up on a flash on Friday night, then you got a good game. If they don't, Williston is just too strong.
Yeah, absolutely. So Williston is the pick for coach here, and then last but not least, in the 215, we got Hawthorne in Brantford, and this is a rematch from last year in the playoffs. But I think this is unfortunately, sorry, no contest. Brantford, you're out here.
Yeah, Hawthorne by about 30.
By the way, the forecast calls Hawthorne 24 over Brantford here on this one. So, but you thought those numbers were crazy enough. Wait until we get into some of these games here, and starting with 1A here. Let's go into it here. Starting with 1A, let's talk about Class 1A here for a moment here before we go really deeper into this here. But 1A. I feel like, okay, the computer is telling me that it's what the situation's going on is that what it's predicting based upon the current ranking, which I'll put out the last regular season ranking for all the teams tomorrow for the Florida Power Rankings Index for 1A through 7A plus rural in a top 20-25 that will carry through the playoffs, and then we'll do run rush update once everything's done. Is that it right now it's got Carrollwood over Chaminade, but I can understand why maybe it's thinking that, but really honestly, until someone beats Chaminade, in my opinion, Chaminade is going to win this classification. If someone beats Chaminade somehow, some way, like we thought about, like how Trinity Christian did back in 2020 in the Class 3A state championship at Doak, until that happens, this is going to be hard for any team.
Mm-hmm.
So, Coach, what are you thinking here in terms of the overall before we get into our predictions here for this week with the regional quarters? You're muted, Coach.
I bet. Yeah, I don't see any other way that Chaminade loses this bracket. Again, like you said, until someone can beat them, if anyone is willing to predict that anyone else wins this bracket, good luck. I mean, and if it happens, you'll be the smart guy in the room.
I mean, the computer did the smart thing, not me.
Right? Yeah.
I mean,
I'd rather be the guy that. I'd rather be the safe guy. It's the safe pick. Pick Chaminade.
There's some good teams in this bracket. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, I like Clearwater a lot.
Yeah,
Clearwater Central Catholic is probably the next. I would say either Carrollwood or Clearwater would be my next closest teams to them, and yet that gap is still so big.
Well, let's talk about it here. Let's talk about Region 1 here. University Christian, Trinity Catholic. Now, I'm going to pull it up here in a moment here what we have projected here for this region here that we have projected out. We have projected out this. We didn't see Trinity Catholic dropping all the way to an 8 seed. We didn't see North Florida Educational going 6, Providence going 7. Obviously University Christian, Trinity Christian, Maclay, Episcopal, that's what we saw. That was what was going to happen here. But this is what's. I get it that Trinity Catholic lost to Newberry, but does that warrant a drop all the way to 8? I don't know. So,
their coach got an answer he didn't like either.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they got an answer they didn't like either. Why was the drop? All right, University Christian, a 35-point favor over Trinity Catholic. Who's your pick, gentlemen?
Fighting David Penland's come out on top by 38.
yeah, it's going to be closer than people think. But give me University Christian.
Yeah, I'm going University Christian as well here. I feel like that for these teams here, I feel like for University Christian, it's good try Trinity Catholic. You got still a lot of room for improvement. Hit the weight room on the off season, and wherever your district falls, go fight for that next year, and we'll see what happens there. But give me University Christian in this one. All right, Impact Christian at Episcopal here in the 4-5 matchup in this region, in Region 1 here. Impact Christian, a 12-point favorite in this one.
Funny how the lower seeds are favorites. Give me Impact Christian too.
Coach, where are we going? Impact Christian or Episcopal in this one?
Impact.
Yeah, you know what? Impact has had they have got some talented guys. They got some guys who are going to be 1A All-State teamers. I mean, on both sides of the ball, and I feel like that's going to be to their advantage against Episcopal. This is what makes 4-5 matchups really interesting, especially if they are close. And this happens to be that, the 5 seed is projected to be to beat the 4 seed based on our rankings here. And I think that's going to happen. Give me Impact Christian in this one. All right, into 2-7. Yeah, go ahead, Coach. You got something?
I'll say they played the transfer portal so well here locally. They didn't get, at least on paper, they didn't get a whole lot of stars from other schools. What they got was disgruntled players that felt like they were earning more, weren't getting it. They go to Impact, and they're able to shine at Impact, and they put together a really sneaky roster that nobody's looking ahead, but if I'm David Penland right now, I can guarantee you in the back of his mind, that's something that he's looking at is he would much rather play Episcopal and he would rather play Impact. Those kids are scrappy, and they're going to show up to University next week if they are to beat Episcopal. That's an upset potential in that game for Impact over University next week if we get to that point.
Yeah, absolutely here. And so, again, Impact 12-point favorite over Episcopal according to FPRI. All right, in the 2-7 matchup, Trinity Christian versus Providence. Trinity Christian, a 38-point favorite over Providence. By the way, Providence 4-6 here coming into this matchup here. But I just, I'll be honest with you. I think Trinity Christian, I feel like here in this situation, they seem to have found some things here as of late. And Berlin Dormany knows how to get the most out of his team when it comes to these situations, and especially with playoff time. And I just don't see it going any other way than TCA winning this game.
Agreed.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, give me TCA by about 15.
Yeah, the forecast calling TCA to win over 38 over Providence, and then we got McClay and North Florida Educational. McClay dropping the last 2 games of the regular season. That hurts big and badly because they were projected as 1 or 2 seed weeks ago. Drops to fully at the 3rd seed. But what's interesting is the computer is calling for Niffy to win by 4 over McClay. And actually, the way North Florida Educational has played in recent weeks, I believe that they have a shot at getting McClay and being a 6, advancing into the next round.
And it's funny that we didn't even have them projected in the playoff.
At one point we didn't, but we did actually have them projected to go in, but not as high as they got. And I'm going to pull that up here. Is where we thought they were going to be was a 7 seed. They ended up at a 6. So,
give me McClay by about 20.
All right, Coach, what are you thinking here?
That makes me excited. So this was my 1A upset of the week. I went home everywhere else except for Impact and one other game. NFBI had a chance to, obviously see them a little more closer than some. And like you said, pretty sneaky hot team this year, well coached. A group of really young coaches, but they've really got the investment of the kids. McClay is just reeling right now. Their 2 losses. Not only the losses sting going into the playoffs, it's kind of back into it. Some health issues I've heard out there. Some guys may or may not be going. NFEI, I think, makes the trip out, and I think that 4-point swing looks good. They got a good kicker at NFEI, good young kid. So I could come down to a field goal, PATs, at crucial points in the game. I think anywhere from 4 to 6 points seems like a good area to sit in. But I got NFEI on the road getting it upset and bringing it back to Jacksonville for an inner city game with Trinity the next week.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I think this is going to be a close game here. I think it's one of those games where you don't expect necessarily a 3-6 matchup to necessarily be close, but this has that chance to do that. So I'm going Niffy as we go into the Region 2 bracket, and well, as we go back and look at real quick at what we thought was going to be the projected here, let me pull it up there. We thought, by the way, we didn't find out what this playoff bracket was going to be like until Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
When everything finally got settled, the dust got settled with all the stuff with the First Academy out of Orlando. The appeal was basically the injunction was rejected. Basically, one of the things that I knew, I didn't mention it that day, but I kind of maybe I did. I maybe vaguely remembered saying something. They didn't file this in Alachua County. They didn't file that complaint in Alachua County, where the FHSAA headquarters are located at. And years ago, this was back when Dr. Roger Deering was the executive director, they had put something in their bylaws, I think in their bylaws or their membership, that if you are going to file a court complaint against them, it has to be filed in Alachua County. And basically the judge agreed that because it wasn't filed in the proper venue, they could refile it, but the clock's basically ran out. Playoffs start tomorrow, basically, across the state. So with that said, it's
another caveat to that: with the school never actually had anything to do with this thing. So
it was the parents that basically brought this lawsuit together. So the school didn't go after it. It was the parents who thought, this was being unfair. But again, this is where we're at. All right. Anyways, let's get into it here. Carrollwood Day, Fowler Lopez in the 1A. And I think this is no contest. Carrollwood Day all day, every day on this one. 53-point favorite over the Green Wave. Yeah, coach is
that seems about right.
Moving on.
That seems about right. That seems about right.
Yeah, we're just moving on from this one. Carrollwood Day is the pick across the board, and I think that's the across the board pick for everybody in the chat too so far here at this point here. All right, rematch: Melbourne Central Catholic, Orlando Christian Prep in the 4-5. We kind of thought this was going to happen. Just maybe it was going to be the opposite of the terms of seeding. But anyways, this game's at MCC rematch of the District 1A6 championship game. Basically, Orlando Christian Prep drop it. Orlando Christian Prep would love to have this one back, and they are a 29-point favorite here in this one.
That's going to be closer than people think it's going to be because it's at Melbourne Christian. No, it's in Melbourne. I'm kind of torn with this one, but give me Orlando Christian.
All right, you hear Chris is going to go OCP. Coach, where are you going with this one?
OCP.
Just because MCC is the higher seed doesn't mean that necessarily they're going to be the favorite here. Just because, again, the higher seed, yeah. Absolutely. I agree with Emery. If you file a lawsuit, make sure you file it in the correct venue. Yeah, this is exactly it. You file in the correct venue. There you go. But give me Orlando Christian Prep in this one. I feel like Orlando Christian Prep, they're ticked off from what happened. They know that they should have won the district. They know they should have won the game against MCC. And I think MCC is only 2-7. That's it. I think that's what the record is coming into this.
It is.
Hey, Chris, I got to hop out, and then I'll hop back in a second.
Okay, all right. So, all right. We'll catch Coach's picks here on the other side here when he comes back in a moment here. But, Chris, looking at this, Clearwater Central Catholic, Indian Rocks Christian, I'm not surprised here that the forecast is calling. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's 71. It's ridiculous but it tells you that
it's about what I think it should be.
But it tells you the disparity between these two teams. I mean, Clearwater Central Catholic, great schedule. Yeah, Indian Rocks, they've had some struggles.
Yeah, and this is the team that would have been knocked out of the playoffs had with the Academy.
Yeah,
shown up, but
and most likely, and there was a chance that with CCC they might be playing. They might have been playing Victory Christian instead.
Yeah. But
And I know Coach would go with CCC as well. So we'll get Coach back in here in a moment here. Once he comes back in here in a moment here, once he pops on the screen, we'll get his picks here on that. I know you go CCC, so we'll leave it at that one. Lakeland Christian and Victory Christian in the 3-6, Chris. Lakeland Christian, a 41-point favorite of Victory. This is a rematch. These games, I think this game's much closer because it's a rivalry game. It's a battle. It's one of those battle games. We've seen it happen. Victory, one team being favored over the other, and the other team pulls off the upset, and vice versa. This game will be a classic battle. It just depends. Is Victory Christian ready? Getting a couple weeks rest, being able to be ready for this game.
I think it's going to be more of the same with these two teams. Give me Lakeland Christian, but it's going to be closer than the original battle. So.
Yeah, give me Lakeland Christian as well for this one here. I'm not sure what Coach is going to go with here, but we'll find out here once he comes back on and stuff. We'll figure that out here once he comes back on here. But boy. All right, so let's go into 1A Region 3 here, Chris, here as we roll along here with this one here. All right, Chris, what do we want to do here? Let's just start off. St. Petersburg Catholic, Evangelical Christian. I almost want to say thank you, Evangelical, for playing. St. Pete Catholic is just going to probably wipe the floor here on this one.
Yeah, I agree. St. Petersburg Classic is too good. Probably the favorite in that bracket. So yeah, give me St. Petersburg Catholic.
Yeah, St. Pete Catholic, a 66-point favorite here in this game here. I think this is what it's pretty much going to boil down to. All right, next game, Southwest Florida Christian here. And I'm going to leave it up with Coach here. I'll get his picks on that one here once for St. Pete Catholic. I'm pretty sure he will be for that one. Mm-hmm. Southwest Florida Christian, a 6-point favorite over St. John Newman in this 4-5 matchup. This game will be at Southwest Florida Christian here. Is it going to be St. John Newman, or is it going to be Southwest Florida Christian? Southwest Florida again, SFCA 6-point favorite St. John Newman.
Give me the Kings by a couple. Give me the Kings by a touchdown.
Yeah, give me SFCA. This is probably one of their best seasons they've had in all of their program history, and I like to see that continue on for at least another week. Unfortunately, on the other side is probably going to be St. Pete Catholic waiting there for them. So, but we'll go on and we'll continue on. Cardinal Newman in the 2-7 slot with Benjamin district rematch. District 1A 12. Forecast calling for Cardinal Newman 52 over Benjamin.
Yeah, another game that going to be a blowout. And thanks for playing, Benjamin.
Thanks for playing, Benjamin. Here we go. Winston James says, and they already lost. What are you referring to? What are you referring to, Winston? Who's already lost? Have to find. We'll have to find out how long before Coach comes back in, but well, I'm pretty sure he would go Cardinal Newman here in this one. All right, and then in the 3-6 matchup, it's Community School of Naples against Northside Christian. That game will be at CSN. Community School, 11-point favorite over Northside Christian.
Give me CSN. Northside Christian, they got a good team. This is one of those sneaky games, I think. But I wouldn't be surprised if Northside Christian actually won the thing. But give me CSN.
Yeah, I'm going to go CSN. I think they have the best chance of winning this game. By the way, again, 11-point favorite over Northside Christian on this one. All right, and then Class 1A Region 4. I mean, well, we probably shouldn't even have to talk. We shouldn't even talk about this 1A matchup. Just give me Shemin and Madonna and let's just go on, right?
Yep.
And I know Coach would say the same thing. Shemin and Madonna. By the way, forecast, Shemin and Madonna is a 68-point favorite in this game. And I would not be surprised if that actually happens, just because that's this kind of game. All right. In the 4-5 matchup, we have Miami Edison versus Mr. Christian. Excuse me. You know what happens? This cold weather gets me into some interesting things here. So, yeah. Yes, indeed. All right. I know as I try to hold my sneeze here.
I'm torn with this matchup between Edison and Westminster.
Well, the forecast is 30, Westminster Christian 31. To remind me, Edison. Thank you, Emery. Appreciate that. I'm torn too because I don't know. I don't know if I want to go. I feel like I want to go against the computer on this one.
Edison's a lot better than people think they are. That 5-4 record, that's misleading. That's really misleading.
I mean, Westminster Christian, I think, was 8-2 or 9-1. Correct me if I'm wrong.
They were 7-2.
7-2. Yeah, this cold weather's messing with my allergy. I don't even need to talk about it going into I think this is one of the earliest times we've had to get below 30 here over. So
I don't know what to think about this game because I wouldn't be surprised if Westminster pulls off this and wins this thing outright.
You know what? Give me Uncle Luke. Uncle Luke or Westminster?
Yeah.
Well, which one, Chris?
Give me Westminster.
Ah, so Westminster Christian. Okay. We'll see what Coach has when he comes back here in a moment. Yeah. All right. And with that said, in the 2-7, True North and Palmer Trinity. True North a 20-point favorite, but I'll tell you what, True North, get Josh a gas fest. No. All right. True North, Palmer Trinity. Well, you know what? I got to say this. Just give me True North. But True North has played a much better schedule than Palmer Trinity has. I think this is no contest.
Oh, yeah. This is no contest at all. True North, if it wasn't for Chaminade Madonna being there, they would probably be the favorite in the classification. And
I mean, yeah. And they got some talent. True North has got some incredible talent.
If it wasn't for Chaminade Madonna, they would probably be the favorite in the entire class.
Yeah, and hopefully eliminating Collection. I hope so. Blitz we're seeing in a matchup. I hope so too. Yes, and they did whoop Columbus. That's the big reason why I'm taking True North. And then last but not least, St. Andrews versus Archbishop Carroll. St. Andrews a 20-point favorite over the Bulldogs.
Archbishop Carroll is a really sneaky team. And this is going to be closer than everybody thinks it's going to be. This is probably going to be a game that goes down to the wire.
Uh-huh.
But give me Archbishop Carroll.
Well, I'm going St. Andrews here for the win. I am going St. Andrews. As long as classifications are done by Roman, you always see blots. Oh, maybe a shrinkage of the classifications because I already did. By the way, Hunter, I've already looked at what a projected 6A classification, since that's will be the highest classification, will be 6A plus 6A to 1A plus rural. I've already looked at it. If what I'm seeing is possible, I would say that I would say the largest classification bracket wouldn't be much better than what it has been or is right now.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be closer than people think.
No, absolutely here.
Archbishop Carroll, like I said, they're a real sneaky team.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, let's take a break here. Let's catch our breath here for a moment here, and then we'll come back and we'll do a couple more classifications. Roll along with this here on the Drive the State edition of the Blitz here on FHSAA.com. We'll be right back right after this.
I've been thinking about this for a long time. I thought if that's out there, I want to make sure I see it and I get involved in it because to me, this was music to my ears. I was blown away. When you look at today's kid, the millennium kid, they learn by being able to see it. If I can see it, there's a great chance that I can do it. First Down Playbook is a tool that can essentially change the way we teach the game.
Box Out gives you the ability to create graphics at the speed of sports to highlight your athletic department, teams, and student athletes in seconds. Used and trusted by Notre Dame, Ohio State, UConn, Marquette, Georgetown, and many more of the top college brands in the country. If you want your school's brand to stand out through all the clutter, start your free demo at boxoutsports.com.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with a free ScoreStream mobile app. Download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Get ready for the 2026 Coach of the Year Clinics. This February and March, see top collegiate coaches, learn from the best, and take your program to the next level. Don't miss America's most respected coaching clinics.
Welcome back here to the Drive the State edition of the Blitz here on FloatHSFootball.com. Special Wednesday edition of this, as we're just going to focus on the playoffs as we go through that, and then
before we move on,
yeah,
I want to address a comment in the chat to Galaxy King. Eliminating classes to stop using school population. The problem with not using the problem with this is in football you're going to have to use the population because it's a safety issue when it comes down to it. You can't have 1-18 every week playing 7-18 every week or 6-18 playing 2-18 every week.
It's a safety issue.
It's a safety issue.
No, it very much is a safety issue, Chris, and that has to be that's an issue that has to be addressed. And
it's got nothing to do with.
But should student population be the only means?
There's exceptions to the rule with like Simon Madonna and St. Thomas Aquinas and a couple other schools, and that's what we're alluding to.
And I've seen many discussions about, what would have been, who would have been the top 8 seeds, had the open division started this year. And actually, let's talk about that here with everything, because I feel like we maybe we should talk about it here for a second here, Chris, before we go rolling into the next brackets here and make our predictions here. And coach is going to have to catch us up on his picks here, because apparently something family issue came up, so that's why he had to drop off. But we just got to roll along because we don't have all night to wait around. But let's talk about this here. With what had this been the year that they started the top 18 bracket for the open division? Here's what it would have been. 1 versus 8 would have been Deland Bowls. 2 versus 7 would have been Cardinal Mooney versus Carrollwood Day. 3-6 would have been Vero Beach versus Manton, and the 4-5 would have been Buchholz and Miami versus Miami Northwestern. Chevron Madonna, nowhere to be found in the top 10. St. Thomas Aquinas, same situation. Plantation American Heritage, same situation. So, what's the point?
Don't get me wrong; those are some damn good matchups. But you think any of those top 8 teams are going to want to be in that open division? No.
Nope. Not at all. I mean, this is what's bothersome about this whole thing. Is that if we're going to be talking about, oh, we're going to do this, there needs to be Winston's right. It's super florist. This whole thing. See, Galaxy, can we take the last 3 years of success and place them? See, that's my problem. We could have done things differently. You could have also looked at a 4-year rolling average of enrollment numbers to kind of get a better idea of, okay, as a school gone up, in terms of the numbers, that they declined, are they sitting there about average? I mean, this is where I have a problem. This is where I have problems with this whole thing about the idea. I guess my thing is that
this is going to come up next year, and these top 8 schools, they're not going to want this.
No, but
they're going to fight tooth and nail to stay out of it.
And here's the thing, here's the thing. And yes, Hunter, you showed me a system of work, but I even suggested Metro Suburban back to the FHSAA. That just fell on deaf ears. When
this open division is not the answer.
And I've heard suggestions. Oh, well, you know what? If you're a team that you've won multiple state championships, you should be an automatic qualifier into the open division bracket. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I agree in that assessment, but here's the thing. Shema Madonna was 15th. Lakeland was 14th. St. Thomas Aquinas number 17. Okay, tell me what's wrong with this. But the whole ranking system that's based on the modified max preps formula that the FHSAA has, but basically takes out the whole predictive side. There must be some other parts missing because I don't get the whole thing. If you're telling me DeLand's the number 1 team in the entire state, then you know what? I've got oceanfront property in Gainesville I'd like to sell you.
Yeah. I've got a beachfront property in Kazakhstan to show you too.
I mean, this is where I'm struggling with. This is where I'm struggling with the whole, I guess, the whole concept that, there has to be a better way of ranking these teams. There has to be a better way of. Hunter, I think DeLand could win the state championship in 7A this year. I feel like the path is a little bit more open for that this year. But the whole process, the whole point is, you're going to tell me DeLand should be in it. You're telling me that DeLand, who has never won a state title, hasn't been in the state championship game since I go back to 2009. Cardinal Mooney could be a probable entrant, considering they did win the state championship 2 years ago in 1S. Vero Beach hasn't won a state title since 81. Behold, same situation, hasn't won a state title, hasn't played in a state title game since 90. Same goes with Vero Beach in 81. Miami Northwestern, yeah, you could probably throw them in. Meandrin, yeah, they played for the state title a couple years ago. Probably could throw them in, potentially. Carrollwood Day hasn't even sniffed the state championship game ever in there. And then Bowles hasn't played for a state title in a few years, but, okay.
No.
I mean, this is where
out of all the teams that you mentioned, Miami Northwestern is probably the only team that would accept getting into that open division.
But you're turning around and you're going to tell teams, no, it's not an option. If you're in the open division, you have to play it. I see a lot of pushback coming back if these teams are old.
These coaches are not going to want this.
No. And this is where I have the problem. This is where the whole problem lies in. So if this is what we're got facing us coming for 2026, boy, we're gonna have a lot of debate shows about this whole thing come next year. I'm telling you.
Oh, I'd like to get back into 2A.
All right. We've had enough, right? We've had enough. Chris has had enough. I've had enough. All right. Let me go ahead and bring that 2A bracket up here as we go into it. 2A Region 1 here, Chris. All right, what do we got here? Well, let's talk about it here. All right, Chris, 2A bracket, Bowles and Walton. Well, we thought this was going to happen, but and sure enough, and I had to be honest with you, This game is no contest. Let's just go ahead and write this one off as it. Bowles is a 71-point favorite in this one.
Yeah, Bowles by a lot.
Yeah, but give me Bowles. It's not going to be close here in this one. Just to be honest with you, it's one of those propositions. Anyways, Baldwin at Florida High in the 4-5 matchup. Baldwin a 35-point favorite over the host Seminoles. Florida High 4-6. Florida High has had some struggles.
They shouldn't even. I'm no disrespect to Florida High. They're a good team, but I really don't see them. Really, I really don't see them belonging
This is not the same Florida High team. Yeah, this is not the same kind of Florida High team we have seen over the last few years. This is not that team.
No. And
go ahead.
To say that they deserve a playoff spot, it's debatable.
Well, here's the thing. They lost to Gadsden County. Still got the Bulls. You know what? He might. I don't know about Reno. He might pick up against the Bulls. I don't know. But here's the thing. Anyways, let's talk about this with Florida High Baldwin. Florida High lost to Gadsden County. Gadsden County would have been in the playoffs if they not had the playoff ban. Which, in that case, they probably would have been the 8th seed. Won't have been out. Won't be in the playoffs.
Yeah. And we'd be right in the back of the same situation we're in now.
Yeah. So, at this point, give me Baldwin. I feel like Baldwin's a much better rounded team in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lordy. They just had to do it again. I got to stop the music for a moment. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry, but they just had to do it. Yep. Anyways, as we get back to it here, I'm going Baldwin. This is the same situation.
Yeah.
And then you got Pensacola Catholic, Bozeman the 2-7, and Pensacola Catholic is a 45-point favorite of Bozeman. I mean, thanks for playing, Bozeman. Congratulations on the district title, but Pensacola Catholic, it's no match.
Yeah, I agree.
Catholic for the win here. All right, and then our next matchup, Chris, on this one here is South Walton Freeport rematch here from regular season. South Walton dominated Freeport. I expect that to probably be the case again. South Walton a 33-point favorite over the Bulldogs.
Yeah, more of the same. South Walton too good. Freeport, thanks for playing.
And they still swear that Reno sings the theme song. I can tell you that is not the case. Coach is back here. All right, we're going to bring Coach back in here. Hey, Coach.
Hey, guys.
You missed one, so we'll have to get your picks from you later on that one.
I can fly through it right now. Bowles, Florida High, Penn Catholic, and South Walton. There you go.
Your Bowles, your Bowles, Baldwin.
Florida High, not Baldwin.
Oh, you're Florida High. Okay, hold on. Why Florida High?
Well,
Why Florida
High? Just a little bit stronger. I think it's closer than it would be in past years. Baldwin has probably one of the nominees, I would say, for Coach of the Year in the Jacksonville area for what he's done over there. Definitely a better Baldwin team than I think in past years that they've had. I just Florida High at home. It's tough to pick them in this round at home. I think their trip stops in round 2 for sure, but
yeah. Oh, we lost Coach there for a second there, so I'm going to drop Coach back off the screen here for a second until I see him pop back up here. All right, if we've lost him, I don't know what happened there. Anyways,
I'm not going to mention it.
What? Oh, in the chat, Chris.
Yeah.
In the chat. Never mind. Nope. I'm completely ignoring what Emery just said. Ain't that right, Chris?
Yep.
All right. In Class 2A, Region 2, we've got ball. There we go. There's Coach. We lost you there for a moment there, Coach. You there, Coach?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, we lost you there for a moment. Everything went dark. All right, we got Class 2A Region 2 here. Bradford Avon Park. Probably this is no contest. It's Bradford all day. They'll roll here in this one. Coach, same thing for you?
Yeah, agreed.
All right. Villages and Berkeley Prep. This is an interesting 4-5 matchup. I didn't expect
Yeah, it is.
in this one. Like this one at the 4. I thought they were going to be more like a 2 or 3. I didn't expect them to drop all the way to the 4, despite the fact that they're 9-1. That was a little bit of a.
I'm dumbfounded by this one.
Yeah, I'm a little dumbfounded. But by the way, Bradford's a 49-point favorite over Avon Park. The Villages is a 52-point favorite over Berkeley Prep.
That makes no sense.
Which one makes no sense?
The Berkeley Prep one.
Why? You think Berkeley Prep can beat the Villages?
No, but it's going to be closer than that.
Oh. Coach, where are you going with the Villages or Berkeley on this one?
Man, I'm gonna go with the. Oh man, I went back and forth on this one so many times. I think I'll stick with the Villages, but man, it's tough.
See, I'm not the only one, Josh.
I know some people say the Villages ain't tested. I get that, but you know what? So you're going. You said you're going Berkeley prep, Coach.
No, I got the Villages.
Villages, okay. This one.
I do too.
I mean, I think it's going to be close.
I do too, but it's going to be a close game.
Yeah, closer. All right, we got Calvary Christian, who I'm totally stunned. The Calvary Christian on Clearwater, I'm totally stunned, who jumped all the way up to the 2 seed, who I thought was going to be more like a 4 seed, hosting Santa Fe, who's a 7 seed. And the forecast is actually calling Santa Fe 6 over Calvary Christian.
This matchup makes no sense whatsoever.
It doesn't make sense to me because I didn't think that would happen. By the way, I'll pull it up here. Let me get it here too, and I'll bring it up here for y'all to see. I'll bring it up here on the stage on the screen here. We thought Calvary would be a 4. Santa Fe a 7 made sense, which we thought they would be playing the Villages, which by the way would be a big draw because those people at Santa Fe would travel down to the Villages. I don't know about the people at Berkeley.
You flip the Villages and Calvary Christian. Look what happens.
Yeah. It's a whole different ball game. So, Coach, what are you thinking on this one? Because this is crazy. This matchup just doesn't make sense to me.
I'm talking the Calvary Santa Fe one?
Yeah, Calvary and Santa Fe, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Calvary big, honestly.
I did. Same here.
Yeah, I don't agree with the computer on this one. Give me Calvary here. I think Santa Fe, good season, good run, good improvement to get back at, get the playoffs the first year in their Ernest Graham. But again, this is it's a long road trip. Let's just say that. But anyways.
Oh boy. Now the elephant in the room.
Huh? What is it?
Now the elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room is Cocoa and Newberry. What do we do with Cocoa, Chris? And as we lost Coach there for a moment again, but he must be having a connection.
I don't know which Cocoa team's going to show up.
By the way, this is a playoff rematch from the regional finals last year between Cocoa and Newberry. So here you go.
Yeah. It depends on which Cocoa team we see.
Man, this is. By the way, Cocoa's a 21-point favorite over Newberry in this one. Are you Cocoa?
Give me Cocoa because it's at home. But I digress. Newberry could easily win this game.
Coach, what are you thinking? Cocoa Newberry rematch of the regional final last year in this bracket.
Yeah, I think Newberry has a shot.
I think so
man,
too. Which team shows up? That's the question.
Yeah. This kind of is in the same line of thinking of how we treat Trinity. Kind of a down year for Trinity, kind of a down year for Cocoa, but this time of the playoffs, I lean more towards trusting Cocoa, getting their guys ready. They've been there, done that. So I don't think they're going to have an issue getting the guys prepared ready to play.
No, of course not.
Could Newberry shock them and win the game? Yeah, absolutely. I lean towards Cocoa. I think Cocoa is trying to fire back towards getting that matchup with Bradford.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what they're going to be looking for here. All right. Going to Class 2A Region 3, Cardinal Mooney, North Broward Prep. Quick fire off your pick on this one.
Give me Cardinal Mooney by a long shot.
Coach?
Yeah, Mooney.
Yeah, Cardinal Mooney, 75-point favorite over North Broward Prep. Probably could end up that way depending on how things go. Calvary Christian Fort Lauderdale versus Bishop Rowe, and Calvary Christian Fort Lauderdale is a 30-point favorite of Bishop Rowe. Bishop Rowe, not the same Bishop Rowe that we've seen the last few years. Obviously, losing Carter Smith has been a huge impact on them this year. Not having Carter Smith obviously graduated. Is it going to be the Eagles or is it going to be the Vikings in this one?
Give me the Eagles, but it's going to be closer than people think it's going to be.
Coach?
I got Verreau.
Oh, you're going Verreau. Okay, going against the grain.
Verreau.
Okay. All right. This one, unfortunately, Lakewood is a 2 here, but they're having to travel all the way to Somerset Canyons for this one, just what would probably be a much lopsided game. Lakewood favored by 75 points. Let's just not even go there. I think this is just pretty clear cut. It's Lakewood's game, unless barring some massive breakdown of epic proportions happens here.
Yeah, Lakewood by 50.
Coach?
Yeah, I got Lakewood big.
Yeah, Lakewood big in this one. And then we got Glade Central versus the Kings Academy, and Glade Central's a 54-point favorite over Kings.
Why even discuss it? Glade Central by a lot, too.
Agreed.
Yeah. This is one of these brackets that's very weak, and it's just going to be a way. I think the discussion comes more next week when we get the matchups that we think will happen here, because those matchups will be really good come next week here. All right, 2A Region 4. This will probably be quick as well in some of these matchups here. Immaculate LaSalle against Somerset Silver Palms. I'd probably LaSalle all day long on this one. Guys, what do you think?
I think Immaculate LaSalle could easily be the favorite in the entire class.
Really? Okay.
If it wasn't for a couple of teams in these brackets.
Yeah, Cardinal Mooney's one of them.
But give me LaSalle.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going LaSalle.
LaSalle as well. Yeah.
All right. LaSalle, 36-point favorite. Ransom Everglades against Gulliver Prep. That'll be at Gulliver Prep. Ransom Everglades, a 13-point favorite over Gulliver. This one's tough. I think this is a good 4-5 matchup, actually, in some aspects.
I love this matchup. Give me Gulliver Prep.
Yeah, I love the matchup. I'm a little. My projection would be the opposite of what the computer said. I got Gulliver, maybe even a little less than 13. It's a really good matchup. They're pretty even across the board, on the field. As far as how they match up with each other, I think it's really going to come down to the turnover battle in that game. Who takes care of the ball the best? It's two teams that are pretty evenly matched. So yeah, I'd get just Gulliver at home. I'd lean towards them slightly.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to go Gulliver as well. I feel like this will be a home game. It's a 4:00 game, obviously. So it's a 3:30 game, I should say, because it's going to be even earlier than that. But give me Gulliver in this situation. But if Ransom Everglades wins, I would say, hey, that wouldn't be surprising. But here we go. Cardinal Gibbons hosting Monsignor Pace. I think this is a thanks for playing Monsignor Pace, but you really should be in the playoffs. I don't know. Cardinal Gibbons a 49-point favorite. I like what Matt the Buck has got. He'll have his team ready for this one. This one probably should be easy, clear cut, and dry.
Yeah, I agree with you, Monsignor Pace. I'm debating on why they're even in the playoff, but I digress.
But we can say that for a lot of teams. Why are they even here? But
Yeah, I think Gibbons has got their guys arrested in the second half for this game.
yeah, absolutely. And then Miami Killian and Miami Carroll City. Carroll City will be the host team because they're the district champ. Killian's an at-large team, but the forecast is calling for Killian 32 over Carroll City, and I think this one's probably one of those ones that may not be no contest either.
Yeah, Killian, better team than a lot of people think they are. I think they'll probably end up playing LaSalle in the regional final. But give me Killian.
Really?
Killian as well.
Yeah, okay, Killian. Yeah, that's what I thought. But let's go straight into Class 3A Region 1. I mean, should we even talk about this one? I know Brock Kennedy might get mad at me for not even talking about Baker County, but I'm sorry. But thanks for playing, BC. You're out. Reigns is going to roll in this one, I think.
Yeah, give me Reigns.
Coach?
Reigns 59-13.
Very
Wow.
specific score.
Wow. Okay, Reigns. That was very specific. You know what? I'm sorry. It's just going to be Reigns a lot, Baker County very little, if anything at all. This is my opinion, but all right. By the way, the forecast for that one has Reigns at 69 over Baker County. So there you go. Usually in West
So
Florida,
I was being nice saying 59-13. Should I do 79-13?
I don't know. Yulee in West Florida. Yulee's a 34-point favorite over West Florida in this one. What's your take here on this one? Can Yulee get a win here, or is West Florida going to make that 6-hour trip to Nassau County and pick up a win?
That's too long of a drive for West Florida to even. I don't know how they're going to be motivated after getting off that bus. Give me Yulee by about 3 touchdowns.
Coach?
Yulee, big first playoff win there at Yulee in a hot minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, I lean closer towards the projection than I do a low scoring game. They've getting Preston Matricardi back over at Yulee for the baseball and football team was pretty big for them. Kind of in the middle of the year, he's been a big help. You know, he was the quarterback last year and was a great dual threat kid. Running in the slot now. He gave everyone except for Reigns fit all season long. Nobody's had an answer for him except for Reigns. I don't see that changing. I think Yulee can get him by about 17, 20 points.
Wow. All right. Heard it there from Coach. Bay and Gabi, again, here we go. I mean, this is probably going to be a lot to little contest. Give me Bay all day on this one. Bay a 51-point favorite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give me Bay as well.
Coach?
Bay puts the paw on Gabi.
Yeah, and then last but not least, Bishop Kenny hosting Wakulla in the 3-6 matchup, and Crusaders looking pretty good right now. And they're a 26-point favorite over those War Eagles from Crawfordville.
Yeah, give me Big Bishop Kenny.
Yeah, give me BK, and this is not Burger King, and you cannot have it your way.
Yeah, Kenny big.
Yeah, I got to go Bishop Kenny here. And it's just, again, it's clear cut and dry on this one, I feel like. But let's go to Class 3A Region 2. Bishop Moore, Hernando. Bishop Moore, a 40-point favorite over the Leopards. And I think this is
not even a contest.
I don't think so either. I agree. Coach, same. You're shaking your head in agreement there on that one too?
Yep. Moore, big.
Yeah, absolutely. Regular season rematch from the district that went to overtime, I believe, back in week 6, I want to say. Yeah. East Side and South Sumner. Here they go. Rematching Friday night at the Citizens in Gainesville. East Side a 9-point favorite over the visiting Raiders. This is a good 4-5 matchup. Where do we go? Do you think South Sumner has it in them to pull off the upset and move on to the second round, or does East Side get the bid to basically go take a road trip to Orlando the following week.
Give me East Side. I wouldn't be surprised if South Sumter won the thing, but give me East Side.
Coach?
I'm rubbing my grain because I'm against it. Give me the South Sumter boys to get the win.
South Sumter. You know what? I'm going East Side here in hopes that Coach will say, hey, thank you for picking against us, because then South Sumter will win the game, because it seems like every time I pick them, they lose. So we'll just leave it alone on that one. All right, O'Galley hosting Tavares in the 2-7. O'Galley is a 16-point favorite over Tavares. By the way, their stadium at Tavares is not that overly huge. I drove by it on Monday going over to Mount Dora.
Yeah, give me O'Galley.
Coach?
O'Galley.
Yeah, I think O'Galley. I mean, Tavares has done well this year, but give me O'Galley here for the win here, and to move on. And then Merritt Island and Titusville, a battle of Brevard County teams. Merritt Island won this game big in the regular season, rematch from the regular season, and Merritt Island is a 27-point favorite over Titusville.
Yeah, give me Merritt Island big, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a lot closer than the original matchup.
Yeah, give me Merritt Island as well, Coach.
Yeah, Merritt Island big.
All right, Class 3A Region 3. Oh, man, this is a bracket we're just going to go through quickly because there's really not a lot to talk about. Booker, Mulberry, I think it's pretty clear-cut here. Booker, for me, there's no other option, I think, in this one, as Booker is going to be a huge favorite here as I bring up the forecast, 72 over Mulberry.
Yep.
Coach, same thing?
Yeah, Booker big. Very big.
Yeah. All right. Chamberlain and Bayshore in the 4-5 matchup. Chamberlain a 31-point favorite in this one. I think it's Chamberlain by a long mile here. Bayshore, thanks for playing.
Yep.
Agreed.
I agree.
All right. Up next is Nature Coast and Gibbs. Congratulations to Gibbs for making the playoffs, but at the same time, your record is below 500. This is where I have the issue again. Sub 500 teams in the playoffs. Nature Coast, a 51-point favorite over the visiting Gladiators.
In a case where all the top four seeds are miles ahead of every team that below them. Give me Nature Coast by about 20.
Coach, same deal with you. I think we're in agreement with Chris. It's the top four seeds are all miles ahead of the 5 through 8. And then Jefferson's a 44-point favorite over Boca Ciega in that 3-6 matchup, and I agree. I think, but by the way, I have to say this. I have to preface this. This is the team that Jefferson lost to in the regional semifinals last year, but this is not the same Boca Ciega team that came at them last year. I feel like this is a whole different team, and I feel like Jefferson will not let the same thing happen again as they did last year. Do you agree or disagree on that thought?
I agree. I
agree.
don't think it's close.
Yeah. And 3A Region 4, this is sad here. I mean, because honestly, you know what? The state championship game is going to be in this regional final, unfortunately, in my opinion. But it's going to be one team that comes out of this bracket. It's either Northwestern or Centrals. But we'll just go. Should I even read the forecasted line for this game with Miami Northwestern and Somerset Academy out of Pembroke Pines? Should I even read the line? Because I feel like it's going to be a lot to a goose egg somewhere along the way.
Isn't it supposed to be? I'm thinking. Let me guess the line because I haven't seen it. It's probably about 84.
It's 75.
I'm not far off.
No, Coach, Miami Northwestern. Did we lose Coach there? I think we may have lost Coach there for a second. I think we've lost these went frozen on us. All right, we'll have to bring Coach back in here in a moment here. But Chris, Key West having to make the. Whew, let me tell you something. This is a long. This is a long.
I said that when the bracket came out. I said that's a long trip.
By the way, Coach, Miami Northwestern, I'm guessing for you.
Northwestern by 90.
Yeah. bad. That's bad. That's bad. Anyways, Key West having to make a long bus trip. I mean, first you have to go 3 hours just to get to the tip of South Florida, and then you still have another 3 hours to get to Cypress Lake and over there in Fort Myers. Holy cow! Good night. 6 hours on the bus for Key West. Cypress Lake is a 20-point favorite in this one.
You know what? Give me Key West.
Really?
Crazy.
Give me Key West.
Yeah. Key West. Oh, yeah.
Coach is going Key West too. Give me Cypress Lake here.
Have them.
I'm going against the grain here. But I'm going with the forecast. Cypress Lake 20 over Key West. Miami Central Student Brendan. The forecast line is 63. I think this is no conversation here. It's Miami Central.
Yep. Going St. Brendan.
No, are you kidding? No.
Gonna make a movie out of it.
All right, and then last but not least, Lele, the 13-point favorite over Estero in the 3-6 matchup.
This is out of all matchups in this region, this is probably the most competitive.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Give me. I wouldn't be surprised if Estero won this thing. Give me Lily by a couple of points.
Oh. And Coach, are you thinking Lele or Estero on this one? This one I think is
Lele. Sorry, my FIT preview show is getting too good. Sorry. They're really talking deep on Oasis right now, and it's really thrilling. I'd rather talk about that than Northwestern and Central. So I got Lele.
Oh man. Y'all are. All right. So we're gonna get at the 4A through 7A here, guys, and let's talk about it here with 4A Class Region 1, and we'll talk about it here. But first, before 4A, do we think American Heritage repeats this year, or do you think somebody else takes 4A?
I think somebody else takes 4. I think this is a wide open bracket, to be honest with you. I mean, you got so many good teams out there. St. Augustine, Columbia. That's just in Region 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach. Oh, we may have lost Coach there for a second. I'll bring that there, but no, I agree. I feel like Class 4A is going to be really interesting. American Heritage is going to fight. But, hey, Archbishop McCarthy, they got the 1 seed. They won the district this year. If you had Archbishop McCarthy winning the district this year, Dad, I would have told you to.
Not to mention, you got Jones there. You got
there's St. Augustine. Columbia's much improved. I mean, there's Upper Hills who went 10-0, Chris, who has a good legitimate shot at maybe going and making a run here. There's a lot. So, Coach, what are you thinking with 4A here? I mean, there's Tampa Jesuit, and I think Jesuit has a good legitimate shot at the 4A title too this year. So I feel like 4A, there's a lot more openness to it this year. I feel like we're going to see some really interesting games come about. Maybe not just in the regional quarters, but once we get to the regional semifinals, we're going to see some dandy of games in this class.
So I do have Heritage making the championship game. I do not have them winning. I got St. Augustine over American Heritage.
Man, oh man. Well, let's get into it. Let's make our picks here. I'll be honest with you. This 4A Region 1 bracket, I think the top 4 seeds, like we talked about in 3A Region 3, it's the 4A. It's the 4 teams that are in the first 4 seeds that are a mile ahead of the other teams that are 5 through 8.
You can just skip Region 1 and go straight to Region 2.
Coach, are you in agreement that the top 4 seeds are going to win here on Friday night? May have lost them there.
Region winning, except I got the top 4 teams in every region winning except for 1, and that's in Region 2.
Okay, we'll talk about that here in just a moment here. So, yeah. So we're thinking pretty much the same thing here. By the way, the forecasted line on these games here is, I will pull that up right here for you. St. Augustine 60 over Arnold, Ed White 53 over Pine Forest, Choctaw 43 over Booker T. Washington, Pensacola, and Columbia 57 over Rickards. Does that tell you anything? Does that tell y'all anything?
Yeah.
Blowout
Good
City.
night.
Yeah, good night. Blowout City. I'll be honest with you. And then make sure I get these written down so I'm not losing track of who we picked. So when we come back next week and talk about it, we know how we did and how we didn't do. Anyways, all right, 4A Region 2, let's talk about it here. Jones, Deltona, this is probably no contest. How even Deltona got in the back door, I don't know, but that's for a story for another day. I'm pretty sure we're in agreement with Jones here on this one.
Yeah. How Deltona got in, I still have to figure that out.
Coach?
Got Jones.
Auburndale and Vanguard. This is interesting in this matchup. Vanguard's an 18-point favorite. Vanguard will host because they're a district champ. This will be interesting because, what I got to say, it's hard to win. It's hard to win at Booster Stadium there in Ocala. I'll tell you that. Ask Lake Wells about that one.
Honestly,
I got Vanguard by 3 scores.
Auburndale's played a much tougher schedule than Vanguard. It's gonna be close. Give me Vanguard.
I agree with you. Give me Vanguard. Zephyr Hills is a 66-point favorite over Rockledge in this 2-7 matchup. I think this is no contest. Give me Zephyr Hills on this one.
Agreed.
You're going.
And then in the last but not least in this bracket here, we have Lake Wales and New Smyrna Beach in the 3-6. I like Wake Wales. Wake Wales is a 15-point favorite over New Smyrna Beach, but I have a feeling, Coach, this is where you probably disagree and think New Smyrna Beach will get past Lake Wales. Is that correct?
I don't see that even coming close to fruition. I got Lake Wells big over New Smyrna Beach.
Yeah. I got Lake Wells as well.
Okay. All right. So we're all in agreement there on the last one. Lake Wells. I think Lake Wells will win that one, and then we'll go for it there. All right. Up next here, Region 3, we have Jesuit Osceola. I don't even think this is a contest here, considering that Jesuit is a 26-point favorite. I probably feel like it's going to be more than that in this contest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give me Jesuit.
Jesuit big.
Yeah, I think Jesuit big in this one here. All right, in the 4-5 matchup, we have a rematch between Naples and South Fort Myers. South Fort Myers won this one in the regular season, and South Fort Myers is a 1-point favorite over Naples here. And I think South Fort Myers can do it again.
Give me Naples.
That's just that one.
Naples.
Wow. Do y'all realize that South Fort Myers was 1 point away from
Naples is going to be pissed. Naples is going to be pissed off.
But can I remind you that South Fort Myers could have been a higher seed? They were 1 point away from beating Port Charlotte, which would have given them the district. That's how good South Fort Myers is this year.
Oh yeah,
I didn't say big. I'm picking Naples.
I'm going South Fort Myers.
I drove.
All right, Port Charlotte, a 15-point favorite over Dunbar in this 2-7 matchup. This could get interesting because Port Charlotte has come up close as about coughed up things a couple times here.
Give me Port Charlotte.
Yeah, Port Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm going to go Port Charlotte, but don't be surprised if Dunbar makes this a game. This could be one of the more interesting 2-7 matchups that we see with the score come Friday night. Clearwater and Blake. Clearwater, a 14-point over Blake. Blake got in through the back door, but that also means, hey, River Ridge slipped up at the end, and that's what happened here. And River Ridge got out, and Blake got in. So,
Blake is going to be fired up in this thing. Give me Clearwater, but it's going to be close.
Coach?
No.
Yeah, I got Clearwater.
Yeah, I've got the Tornadoes going in this one. I think it's going to be a close game. Obviously, it's only a 14-point spread on the forecast, but I think Clearwater will win this one and move on to the regional semifinals. And last but not least, we have 4A Region 4, Archbishop McCarthy and Hialeah. Archbishop McCarthy is a 22-point favorite over this one. I think Archbishop McCarthy will roll on this one.
Agreed.
Agreed.
All right. All right, as we're in agreement with McCarthy, with the next up is Miami Norland and Jensen Beach. Miami Norland will be making the trip up to Jensen Beach, as Jensen Beach is a district champ. Norland in the 4 slot, Jensen in the 5, and the forecast is calling for Jensen Beach 14 over Miami Norland. I mean, yes, Norland has had their moments, but you know what? That's not to say that Norland can go up there and get a win here. It's a good possibility that they can.
Yeah, it's a very, very good possibility Norland wins this thing. But since it's at Jensen Beach, give me Jensen Beach. I'm torn with this game.
I got Norland.
You know, I'm torn as well. I think Jensen Beach has done well, but you know what? Give me Norland. Give me Norland here for the win here in this one. All right, and the 2-7 is American Heritage versus John Carroll. The question is which American Heritage team is going to show up for this one? Could it be the one that can put up points and send John Carroll home, or is John Carroll going to find a way to pull off an upset? This is only a 4-point spread, by the way, according to the computer. That tells you that where things have kind of gone, where American Heritage, some of those games that they should have won, they lost. They should have beaten Archbishop McCarthy. Lost that game. There's been – but you know what? I really feel like this is going to be more of a game that American Heritage is going to come out fired up, and they're going to say, you know what? Y'all are disrespecting us, and we're going to win this game, and we're going to win this game by 25, 30 points.
I think it all depends on the health of American Heritage in this point. But give me American Heritage.
Yeah, it's heritage, and if they're worried about the noise that people are saying about them, well, I got one message for you. It's valid and it's deserved. You're not the heritage of past years, and this is the team that I said I have pegged to make it to the title game because I believe they'll show up.
Yeah.
But if you're worried about the noise on the outside, it ain't gonna last long. I promise you that. They won't make it to the state title game. This is a team that has all the talent in the world to be the same heritage team that we're used to just kind of coasting through these playoffs. A sneaky matchup, though. Sneaky matchup. But I got Heritage by 30.
It depends on the health of these kids, too.
I just got one thing. I just got one thing to say. Dia Bell's not walking on that field again ever. So there you go.
Yeah.
So anyway, last but not least, on the 3-6 matchup on this one, it's Dillard and Plantation. Dillard is a 32-point favorite over Plantation here.
Give me Dillard.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Coach, Dillard or Plantation?
Dillard.
All right. Okay. Class 5A Region 1, we got Ponte Vedra and Niceville in the 1-8 matchup. I think a lot of people have been looking forward to talking about this bracket because this bracket, I feel like every game has a chance of being really good. And with that said, the forecasting line in this one here for Ponte Vedra and Niceville is Ponte Vedra 26 over Niceville.
Give me a lot closer than that.
Yes. I think the lag of the trip in the second half is what catches up to Niceville.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the
talent's
thing.
there.
Yeah.
It's not that Niceville is not going to be able to come out and play ball. It's getting the lag of the trip. Okay, depends on how they set this trip up to Ponte Vedra. All right, you got a time zone change to boot too in this process. There's a lot there, but give me Ponte Vedra in this one. It will be closer than probably what the forecasting line says, but again, the pick is Ponte Vedra here. That's my final answer, Regis.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, in the 4-5 matchup, we have Beachside hosting Milton here, and this is again another long road trip for the Panhandle teams to come over to Beachside. To come to St. Johns County like their counterparts Niceville. But in this one, Beachside is a 10-point favorite over Milton.
Boy. This is an interesting matchup. Give me Beachside because of the travel.
Beachside, coach.
Yeah, Beachside big. I wouldn't say big, but this Beachside team is sneaky loaded. They're quite an unknown in terms of like household names, but they've got quite. It wouldn't shock me if Beachside's got about 2 to 3 guys that are going to make that all-state team. They've got a good They won in the North Florida area. They probably won the toughest district aside from the Buchholz district. I'm like, this is easily the second toughest district in the entire area, and they won it. I mean, they against some teams historically that are pretty damn good. So I think that people are sleeping on how good this Beachside team could be. And then you got to tip your cap to Pete Duffy. I mean, Pete Duffy's a legend in California. And, you got a guy like that on the sidelines that knows how to keep things calm in pressure situations. It's going to come up big against a team like that that's got to travel. I don't see this game being really inside of 14 at the end of the game. I think Beachside takes care of business.
All right. So Beachside. All right. I'm going to skip the 2-7 for a second. We'll come back to it here in a moment. 3-6.
Oh my gosh.
We got 3-6 Mosley Lincoln. Mosley a 29-point favorite. That game actually is tomorrow night at Tommy Oliver. Mosley and Lincoln. Which one do you want to go with, guys?
Give me Mosley.
Yeah, I got Mosley. I had Lincoln last week, and I've sat on it. They're just I couldn't go with it. I couldn't. Yeah, it's Mosley.
Yeah, give me Mosley, by the way, 29-point favorite again in this one. Then we'll come back to the 2-7 matchup because I don't know if I agree with my computer on this forecast. It's got Middleburg favored by 14 over Mainland, but I'm not saying that Middleburg couldn't figure this out because they figured out Beachside did this year. They did do that. So you know what? If you can beat Beachside, then you can probably figure out a game plan against Mainland. It's just that again, it's not at Middleburg. It's at Daytona Stadium. For me. As much as I love my alma mater, I'm going to pick against because it seems like sometimes I pick against Middleburg, they win. So I'm going with Mainland.
Mainland is a team that should be 9-0. They're 7-2 because they shot themselves in the foot twice.
Oh, absolutely.
And when you shoot yourself in the foot, this is what happens.
Middleburg, great season for him.
Give me Mainland, but it's going to be closer than you think.
I think Middleburg will come with a game here. But I just don't know. Will it be enough? Will Ryan Wolf be able to have enough in the tank for this Broncos team that has shown that they have grit to be able to pull off probably what I would consider maybe the biggest upset in the playoffs in school history? We'll throw out the Palaka Middleburg game back in 2003, which was one of the biggest upsets in the 3A bracket that year.
Yeah, there's a chance that this could be an upset, but Mainland's just too good.
Are you ready for it?
You're going Mainland.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
So, I was Mainland last week. I was Mainland on Sunday. I was Mainland on Monday.
You're Mainland on
I was even Mainland yesterday morning.
Did I convince you to change your pick?
Oh, you didn't convince me of anything. What it was as the days progressed, I slowly got away and further and further away from that confidence, and then a notification came across, and the ghost of Travis is going to loom large down there in Mainland as he was relieved of his duties up in Camden. And if Mainland knows what's good for him, they'll hire my brother back. Coach Wolf, man, you got to tip the cap. Every time I feel like they were kind of counted out since he's been there. Have they not improved every year?
Yeah,
every season they keep improving. Mike Mitchell goes off the collars. They said you're not going to find a run game better than that. What do? The run game gets better after he leaves. It's not a knock on him. It's just they keep putting a stable of backs in there. And I said this weeks ago, teams that can run the ball, that have size on the offensive line this time of the year, that are healthy, can pull off upsets when it matters most.
You know what? Now you convinced me. You know what?
So the more I'm sitting on it, the fighting Wolves are going to go down to Daytona, and I get it. They haven't played in an environment like that this year. But that is a guy right there that I promise you, he's seen it all. He's not scared of it, and he's going to make sure his guys aren't scared of it. And they're going to pull off a fourth-quarter field goal win in Daytona to take a nice little road trip back to the Panhandle where they hate to go and lose next week. But this week, they're going to win.
And if Middleburg wins this game, it would only be the second playoff win ever in program history, by the way.
Yes. I'm going to do a polar plunge if Middleburg wins.
We'll have to get that on video, and we'll play that next week if that happens. All right? All right.
I'll wear my Speedo, my Bronco Speedo.
All right. Let's just real quick on this one because I feel like this bracket's going to be kind of I think we're going to have talk more about this bracket next week because the forecast is Edgewater 66 over Lake Gibson, Tampa Bay Tech 66 over Seabury, and Lakeland 59 over Wesley Chapel, Gaylor 49 over Winter Springs. I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4 will advance in my opinion.
Yeah. Moving on.
Chris, you agreeing on this one too?
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Yeah. Is there even a Region 2 this year? That's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah. And I have a feeling that this next bracket might be the same situation here outside of one particular game. Let's talk about it here. Region 3 and 5A. Riverdale, a 56-point favorite over North Fort Myers. Immokalee, 43 over Pinellas Park. Cape Coral, 36 over Gulf Coast. And what's wacky is Charlotte is a predicted winner over Manatee by 12. Now, I disagree with that, but the problem is there's been some games that Manatee probably should have won this year that they slipped up in. Outside, let's throw the St. John Bosco game out. That's a national game. Let's throw that one out. But there's other games that they could have won, and they just didn't.
A lot of that came down to the health of the team. I mean, you play a team like that early in the season, health took a little bit of a hit. They're healthy now, and that's what matters most. I mean, you're getting healthy at the right time. The computer does not evaluate medical issues.
And it never will. No computer.
Never will. So, yeah, I got the first three are dubs, and then I got Manatee. I got Manatee over Charlotte by 17.
Yeah, give me Manatee as well.
All right. You know what? I'm going to take Manatee as well. You know, and again, it's the health issues. You know, again, you know, no computer is ever going to get with that. I mean, that's just it's valuing based upon Tarpons, the fighting Tarpons. Mark Cannon. Give me Manatee in this one as well. I feel like the computer is wrong in this one. So we'll go there. And I probably have to go to Cape Coral next week, and then we'll see what happens there. But anyways, and then to Region 4, where I just at least the FHA rankings got something right. I believe St. Thomas Aquinas was the one seed, the one team, number one team, anyways, in this region the entire time, and they finally did get it right here. So where do we go with this one? I mean, Heritage slipped in the back door, and that was shocking.
Yeah, give me St. Thomas Aquinas by about 50.
Coach. Oh, didn't hear you. Coach shaking his head. I didn't hear you, Coach.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, big.
By the way, forecast is St. Thomas 65 over Heritage Palm Bay. Now, this 4-5 matchup could be really, really juicy here in a lot of ways. Coconut Creek, a 1-point favorite over Matter Academy.
Give me Coconut Creek at home.
Coach?
I got Matter on the road.
Ooh, Matter. By the way, as Reno would say, a little lime with the coconut. I'm going Coconut Creek as well here. So Chris is going Coconut. I think Coconut Creek has a good shot at winning this game here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Matter wins as well. I don't even think we really need to talk about. I'm sorry, fighting Larry Bluesteins. I'm sorry you drew Delray Beach Atlantic in this one. They're a 40-point favorite. I think Atlantic wins and rolls this one.
Big.
Yeah, a team in green going to win this game, but give me the Atlantic. To win this thing. Yeah,
give me the Eagles for this one, and then MacArthur. A 6 seed of Martin County hosting MacArthur in the 3-6 slot, and MacArthur is actually a 5-point favorite over Martin County, and I can understand why the computer is saying MacArthur over Martin County. Look at the schedules.
Yeah.
MacArthur, I think, is going to win this one.
Yeah, give me MacArthur by a couple of touchdowns.
Coach?
I got Martin County.
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, Winston, you're right. Game is at Matter. Matter's a district champ, but Coconut Creek, it's going to be close. So, sorry, I apologize on that one. MacArthur, and you're going Martin County or MacArthur? Sorry,
Martin County.
Oh, Martin County. All right. 5A Region 4. Let's go and let's do 6A. We're starting to cut into some time here, but let's go ahead and get this done here. All right, into Class 6A Region 1. Well, Buchholz and Oviedo in the 1-8 matchup, and well, I mean, yeah. Let's Oviedo. I didn't even see expecting to be an 8 seed, but anyways, we'll for Buchholz, so it'll be like, hey, we got a home game anyways, regardless of who it is. So, are we thinking it's Buchholz all the way here on this one, gentlemen?
Yep.
Coach?
Yeah, Buchholz.
Buchholz. Yeah, I'm going Buchholz. I think Buchholz has a good shot at winning the entire 6A bracket here. All right, Nice hosting Crestview. Nice, a 25-point favorite over the visiting Bulldogs. I feel like Crestview might be competitive in the first half, but again, it's going to be the same situation. It's going to be they're going to have that lag probably kick in the second half, and Nice will finish out the game.
Yeah, travel can be an issue with Crestview. Give me Nice.
Coach. Oh, your mic, Coach. Your mic.
Sorry, this changes things for my picks because I was going off the Max Preps brackets where it had Nice and Oakleaf playing each other.
Was that? Oh, when we were talking about it.
No. If you go on, I don't know if they've updated it, but as of last night, it was Nice versus Oakleaf.
Chris, did you put the wrong thing?
I don't.
Because on your bracket you showed on the bracket you gave me that it showed. Let me bubble up that. I made huh?
I may have made a mistake on that.
I apologize. That's I think as I was following what Chris had put on the graphics here, so I'm gonna have to fix that here. So give me.
Give me.
Hold on, we're gonna have to fix that because that's anyway. 2 games. Hold on. I want to make sure we get this right.
That changes a lot.
hold on, Chris. We got to get that fixed here because that looks.
Yeah, I'll get that fixed. I'll fix that.
I apologize. Chris did these football bracket graphics, and I was following that, and I probably should have double checked it just to make sure. And I had double checked a couple of things, but that I did not do. So that's on me for that one. Let me pull this up here real quick here since we're gonna have to fix this here. Let me fix that here real quick here as we do that here because that way I can get it right here. Well, I'm waiting for it. I gotta because that changes things. I gotta make sure that this is done. That it's done correctly here because
I thought it was. I may have flipped the Nice and Mandarin games.
why is it doing this? Okay, there we go. Because what I'm trying to do is get to so I can put in the right forecast here so that way I can give it to y'all. So let me make sure that it's right. Because it's Oakley. Okay, catch up here, Chris.
Yeah. Give me Nice.
May have lost. Coach, you got me there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get what's the matchup because I'm trying to verify what's here so I can run the forecast real quick on that so I can get it updated. Yeah, it's Nice playing Oakley. Chris, yeah. Oh man, I apologize, everybody. I was following what I was following the playoff brackets Chris
My
created.
fault.
Didn't
My
realize
fault.
it.
My fault.
All right, so Nice is playing Oakleaf. So yeah, that's what I thought. I thought something was off, but that's. Hold on, let me get it up. Okay, hold on. Nice is playing Oakleaf, so that Oakleaf is in the 5 seed. All right, give me a second, and then Mandarin, and then it's where's Crestview at?
Mandarin playing Crestview. I flipped that. That's my fault.
All right, I will have to fix that. I apologize, everybody. That's. I will.
Don't apologize. That's my fault. That's on me.
Oh no, because I ran the wrong forecast, so I've got to run the right forecast on this one. So give me 1 second here. Hopefully it will calculate here. If I can get it to come up here, I will get it. Of course, now it's not going to run. Great. Anyways, okay, so here we go. Nice Oakleaf. This one will be interesting one. Okay, Oakleaf. I feel like want to say Oakleaf and yeah. So the deal is, I believe Oakleaf will be Nice will be pretty much a 4 to 5 point favorite in this one, and then of course Mandarin will be a huge favorite over Crestview. So where do we want to go with these ones, gentlemen?
I got Oakleaf over Nice. I think 2 great local quarterbacks, excellent quarterbacks. I think Trace Burney at running back for Oakleaf is the difference in the game. He's really been coming on as of late, and that kid is Fleming Island transfer is lightning in a bottle. Really patient at the line of scrimmage, and then once he sees hole, he hits hole. And it's if you got nobody near him, that kid can go 80 real quick. Good running back linebacker matchup to go up against Jacob Curry over there at Nice as well for Trace. It's going to be a barn burner. I mean, both of the defenses are good, but both of the offenses are that much better. I think it's just they're going to roar their teeth a little bit, and I think Oakleaf just comes out on top late.
Yeah. All right. And then Chris, you going to change your pick? Is it Nice or is it going to be Oakleaf?
Nice. I'm taking with Nice.
Yeah. Again, I apologize everybody for that on the graphic there. So don't come at me. Don't come at Chris. I know Chris says that it's his fault, but that mistakes happen. All right. Yeah, and then we.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I was up late one night. I think we were working on that bracket. So there you go.
All right. So the next one, then it's Mandarin hosting Crestview in the 2-7. So I think Mandarin, and then that one, I'm pretty sure Mandarin's a huge big thing, and I'm going to take Mandarin in this one. Coach,
Mandarin big.
Yeah.
Too much firepower.
Chris, same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
And then this one, I don't, great work by Evans this year. Good run here, but going out the Panhandle and Pace, yeah, good night.
Thanks.
That's a long road trip. I'm sorry, but there's just no way for me, in my opinion, that Evans is going to be handled. By the way, Pace is a 7-point favorite in this game.
Yep.
You got it, Chris?
Who are you going with, Coach?
I agree.
I'm going with Evans. And
Chris,
I give you my reason.
Evans?
I'm going Evans. I'll give you my reason why real quick. They match up front with Pace, size for size. I know Pace has probably got one of the best O-lines in the state. Evans, size for size on both sides of the scrimmage. Both sides of the line of scrimmage are just as big and just as nasty. The difference for me, I get the road trip. Something we'd already talked about. Evans left yesterday, so they're already there. So the road trip, the lag of the travel, that's over and done with when they'll wake up, Friday morning. Or they're leaving. Excuse me, today's Wednesday. They're leaving tomorrow morning, so they'll be there and accustomed come Friday and have a nice relaxing day. Anyways, it's the skill players for me of Evans. They have a star corner that is every legit. He's a D1 corner. They got a star receiver that can get out, and that running back for Evans is the real deal. That is a bruiser, and he's going to beat up on that Pace D line, and it's really going to come down to was the front for Pace do? Can they handle him for 4 quarters? without giving up the outside space to that receiver there. So I got Evans in a close one, but I got Evans going on the road and taking that one.
Chris, who did you take?
Give me Pace.
All right. You know what? You might have just convinced me. I was going to go Pace, but you know what? I'll take Evans for the long playoff win right there. So, all right, let's get into 6A Region 2 real quick. I think some of these games are contests and some of them are not. That 4-5 matchup we'll get to in a moment here. Let's go through it here. Are we in agreement with Armwood on this one against Melbourne? I mean, that's Armwood's a 42-point favorite.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Southlake, a 35-point favorite over Plant. Do we agree or disagree?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least on this one, the games before we go talk about this one really quick on the 4-5 is Osceola and Durant. Osceola, a 23-point favorite.
Agreed.
Coach?
Yeah, no, agreed.
All right, Vieira, 4-5 matchup, and Vieira's a 10-point favorite over Riverview in this one as they two at-large teams here. This could be a really, really interesting matchup here between these two teams. Both, I believe, 6-4 here coming into this one. Coach, what do you think? Coach?
Sorry, guys. I have Vieira in a close one.
And Chris?
Give me the best bird logo in the state. Give me Vieira.
Yeah, this one thing, I think Riverview is going to give Vieira a fight, but here's the thing. For Riverview to win this one, they're going to have to really play some good football. That long road trip across I-4 just to get over to Brevard County is going to be probably a mental thing on these guys, and that's where Vieira is going to come out and win on this one. And then Vieira will unfortunately have to make the trip across I-4 themselves the following week just to go play Armwood most likely. So, all right, 6A Region 3, let's take a look at this. I disagree with who the 1 seed is, but I digress because that's an argument for another day. Still, I'll argue until basically all day until I'm out of breath, basically. Mm-hmm. But anyways, Palmetto, Wiregrass Ranch. I think Wiregrass Ranch, they got in. Basically they kind of finally, won some games on the back end of the schedule, but Palmetto, a 44-point favorite.
Yeah, Palmetto, too good. It's not the same Wiregrass Ranch we're still last year.
Coach?
Palmetto.
Yeah, I agree. The same night for Wiregrass Ranch. Leonard going to Mitchell. Mitchell will host that game as their district champs. Leonard's a 3-point favorite in this one.
Whew. You know what? Give me Mitchell.
Coach?
I have Mitchell as well.
You know what? Give me Mitchell, but this one's going to be a close one. I feel like Leonard is going to come into play, and they're going to take their shot at this one against Mitchell. West Boca Raton hosting Largo in the 2-7. I think this is no contest. Give me the Bulls all day as the defending state champs. Start to work their way on their title defense.
Yeah, give me West Boca by a lot.
Yeah. And then we have a 3-6 matchup with Eastlake hosting Parish Community. Eastlake district champs. Parish Community a 13-point favorite over at Eastlake, but I kind of disagree. I feel like Eastlake has a shot at winning this one.
I agree with you. Give me Parish, but I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to go overtime.
You think Parish is going to win?
Yep.
All right, and Coach, Eastlake or Parish?
Agreed, Parish.
I'm going to take Eastlake for the upset. All right, and then in 6A Region 4, let's go ahead and get these wrapped up here. Miami Southridge, Nova. I don't know how in the heck Nova got in the playoffs, but we'll digress. Miami Southridge, a big 66-point favorite over Nova in this one.
Like you said, I don't know how Nova got in there. So give me Southridge by about 100.
All right, real quick, we'll come back to Flanagan and Piper in a moment. West Broward and South Plantation. I know Coach would probably agree Southridge all the way on that one. West Broward, a 42-point favorite over South Plantation. West Broward, gentlemen?
Yep.
Coach?
Agreed.
And then we'll go West Broward as well. All right. On the next set here, picks, and we have Monarch, 38-point favorite over Doral. I think Monarch will roll in this one.
Monarch by a lot.
Coach?
Yeah, Monarch by a lot.
And then back to this one, Flanagan and Piper. Flanagan is a 6-point favorite over the Bengals, the Falcons and the Bengals.
Give me the Falcons.
Coach, which one in this one?
I got Flanagan.
Yeah, you know what? I like the chance that Piper may have in this one, but give me Flanagan to advance into the second round here in this one in 6A Region 4. Let's get into 7A, wrap this up because we're at 10:30 already. DeLand versus Creekside. DeLand, A1 seed, Creekside, number 8 seed. Where do we go with this one, gentlemen?
DeLand by about 25.
Considering the computer thinks DeLand will win by 75.
I love my buddy Sean Mack over there, but they just don't got a chance in a bucket. DeLand probably puts up 60.
Yeah, this one's a tough one, and give me DeLand here in this one here. This one's a tough out. I mean, you've played a tough schedule, but DeLand is just a tough out, and that's going to be the way it is. All right, Boone 43 over Winter Park. Do we agree Boone is going to roll here, or is it Winter Park actually have a chance of putting Boone out?
Give me Boone.
Coach, Boone or Winter Park?
Give me Boone.
All right. In this one, Lake Mary in the 2-7 against Haggard. Lake Mary 18-point favorite, but I feel like Lake Mary might win a little bit more than that here in this one.
I'm torn with this one, but it's going to be closer than people think. Give me Lake Mary.
Coach. Right here. There's your answer. He's going Lake Mary, so there we go. All right. In this one, rematch. Yeah, by the way, rematch from regular season. Seminole won this one. Spruce over Spruce Creek. Spruce Creek and Seminole rematch, and Spruce Creek will host in this one. Spruce Creek a 25-point favorite over Seminole.
Spruce Creek is going to be a pissed off team. Give me Spruce Creek.
Coach,
going Bokeh.
Going Bokeh. This one's tough for me because you know what? I like what they've done. I like what Seminole's done here in the back end, but you know what? The last game was at Seminole, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
This one's going to be at Pop Johnson. Give me Spruce Creek, but it's going to be close. But if Seminole wins, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if Seminole wins this one. So I'm going to leave it with that one. We lost Coach Dare again, so we'll have to wait for him to come back here. But let's go ahead and roll into 7A Region 2. Well, did we even talk about this game, Chris?
No.
In the 1-8? I think we're all in agreement. It's Venice all day on that one, probably.
Yep.
West Orange and Plant City in the 4-5. West Orange is a 29-point favorite on this one.
Yeah, give me West Orange by a lot.
And I'm not sure who Coach would go with. Probably would go with West Orange, but once we get Coach back in, we'll go from there. Riverview, Sarasota, 50-point favorite over Winter Haven. Winter Haven getting in through the back door. That Alonzo got hosed here. I'm sorry, but Winter Haven, you dropped games.
I agree.
That was, and then explain to me how you lose your last two games and then jump back into the bracket. I don't know.
I'm just befuddled with it. Give me
Coach would go with Riverview. Yeah, give me Riverview by a lot here. And then Sumner and Ocoee. Sumner's a 19-point favorite over Ocoee in this one.
Another bracket where all the top four teams are going to win. So.
All right, Sumner it is. All right. Well, I'm pretty sure Coach will probably go with Sumner as well, but we'll figure it out here. All right, 7A Region 3, Vero Beach, East Ridge. I think Vero Beach is no contest in this one, honestly, because Vero Beach is going to be a big favorite in this one, as Vero Beach is a 46-point favorite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give me Vero Beach.
All right. St. Cloud and Lake Nona in the 4-5. St. Cloud a 12-point favorite in this one.
This is going to be closer than people think it's going to be, but give me St. Cloud by a field goal.
District rematch here between St. Cloud and Lake Nona. Give me St. Cloud here. You said St. Cloud here?
Yep.
I'm not sure which one Coach would go with, so we'll wait for that. Jupiter and Dr. Phillips in the 2-7. Jupiter, an 18-point favorite here, but Dr. Phillips has been known to go on some really, really interesting playoff runs. And could one start here with an upset in the 2-7 matchup, or is this Jupiter's year after going 10-0 in the regular season?
I think this is Jupiter's year. They got a chance to get that big matchup with Vero Beach in the regional final. So give me Jupiter.
I'm going to go Jupiter. I'm not sure who coach would go with because there's a chance that he may go with Dr. Phillips. I don't know. But anyways, Fort Pierce Central and Palm Beach Central. Fort Pierce Central, a 30-point favorite.
Yeah, give me Fort Pierce Central.
All right. And Chris, last but not least, Region 4. Miami Palmetto and Coral Glades. Palmetto is a 48-point favorite over Coral Glades. I think it's Miami Palmetto here that will win this bracket anyways.
Yeah. They're bracket to lose.
Because I think Miami Palmetto has a good chance of maybe making the state championship game this year, too.
I agree. But it depends on who.
All right, Santa Lucia.
Depends on who they get in the
semifinals. All right, Santa Lucia's and Columbus. Santa Lucia's a 31-point favorite. Columbus is 3-7. Columbus is 5 seed at 3-7.
Columbus may be the best 3-7 team in the state.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you know what? Give me Columbus give me Columbus for a playoff one, and they meet their match against Miami Palmetto here.
Yeah, I agree.
Spanish River, two against Western in the 7 and the 2-7. Spanish River, a 21-point favorite.
Give me Spanish River. Spanish River.
Yeah, this is not the same Western team we've been used to for the last few years, so give me Spanish River as well. And then last but not least, Goldman and South Day. Goldman's a 40-point favorite in this one.
I don't see how. It can be closer than that. Give me Goldman.
Yeah, give me Goldman. It might be closer, but you know what? We've seen crazy things happen. All right. Anyways, well, that is it. Wow. What a night. But you know what? We won't have as many games to pick on. We'll have half the slate next week.
Let the cut it in half.
Any final thoughts?
I am looking forward to this. This is going to be fun.
Once we get past this regional quarterfinals, we'll have a lot more decent matchups to talk about.
Do we do this on Friday night?
We may do some talk about Friday night. No, Mark, we're not ready for the FIT brackets. I'm throwing that in the garbage. Sorry.
No.
It's time to wrap this thing up here. We've gone over time here, but we may come back Friday night and talk about some games. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll definitely talk about it next week for sure. Anyways, appreciate everybody joining us here on the Drive the State edition here on this Wednesday night. We appreciate everybody. And with that said, it is time to call it a night here on this one here. Any final thoughts, Chris? Any more final thoughts?
Let the games begin.
Yep, let the games begin. Starting tomorrow night with some of the playoff games scheduled for tomorrow night and then Friday night. Of course, also SSA State semifinal games as well. We appreciate everybody watching across all our social media platforms, especially on YouTube. If you haven't gone and subscribed to us on YouTube, hit that at FHS Football on YouTube. Hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. We appreciate everybody. And yes, I like Chinese food too. Just don't have any right this second. Anyways, good night, everybody, and we'll see you soon.